Going live. We're live on Playing in Traffic, and I'm not Lewis Lee. How do you like that? I know the icon looks like Lewis Lee, but it's not Lewis Lee. It's Ray Guarino from Motormouth Radio. Tonight, filling in for Lewis, and of course, our guest is the lovely, as always, Dina Parisi, and soon to be lovely, hopefully, Janette Thornley, and my longtime radio co-host, Chris Switzer. So you guys can interact in the chat as always. And let me view my chat screen. Oh, screen is up. I didn't even see it. Okay. Dina, good thing you were interacting with the chat screen. I didn't even have it open.
Yeah,
I was looking on top to see how to do that, but okay. I see we got John and Terry's in the house. Very good. So we got our regulars here. Yeah. Motormouth Chris. That's right. This is a first. Been trying to get Chris on the show since I started doing it, and I've been trying to figure out how long that is. I think it's at least 4 years, but whatever. We got it now. We can get some audio. You'll actually be able to hear his voice. And Brian is in the house. What's up, Maco Man? Okay. We sound like we're on the water. Aha. All right. Well, you may have to dope out your audio stuff, because it sounds great to me. She sounds fine. I think I'm sounding okay. And John gave it crystal clear, Chris. So
bloop.
Yeah, it's an over the bridge thing, I think. Yeah, there you go. Get the small. I guess you don't have a cachet of microphones sitting around. You could try, huh? Maybe your laptop mic. I don't know, something. You got this far. We want to hear you. You know. So, Dina, we'll start with you. What's the good word? What's been going on? You know.
Well, John was just asking me. So we switched over to Fuel Tech. Totally excited about that. Getting Stella ready, and we are actually going to be in Alabama at the Music Hall of Fame on August 2nd for the Boss Hog torque converter show.
Nelson Gill.
Yeah, for Nelson's show. I'm super excited about that. That should be a lot of fun. A nice break from all this COVID, yada, yada, yada. And it should be a really exciting show. I'm super, super stoked about it, and getting Stella out. And she's back to red. She's back to her original red glory.
I like red. That's classy.
Yeah. And we took the wrap off. You know, Speedwire has been so good to us, and you know, they had backed the wrap to begin with, and they're still with us. We're so excited about that. So we had the first wrap that we had done. I don't know if you remember, there was a whole debacle with that, and there was a crack in the nose, and the guy had, without telling us, had kind of taken the front of the nose down without telling us. So when we took the wrap off, we now having to have the nose corrected. So Alan Pittman, who's a friend of ours and one of our marketing partners, is helping us out with that, so that she looks nice and spiffy when we take her to the show.
Nice.
So.
We have a surprise coming in, I've been told. And it's not Janette, but we have a surprise. So we'll see how that's and no, it's not that Chris's audio is going to work. That'll be a surprise for later. Whoa! Look at that. Now, wait a minute. What's
going on?
Because I said, like, look, I'm the guy up, I'm that brown guy on top today, but like what's going on? Boy, that is a surprise.
Yeah, we had to jump in for a second, man.
Oh, yeah. So cool.
Me and my wife took the ride up here to New York to see Terry and hang out a little bit, I think.
What was the reason for the trip?
Terry bought a hood for his Trailblazer SS in Chicago.
Right.
So I went over last weekend and picked that up, and then this weekend I brought it up to him so he can, get it on.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was really cool, man. I mean, the guy didn't want to, because when you buy a hood and you have to get a truck freight and you have to go through all that crap, he didn't want to do that, which I could fully understand. And this was a special hood that they no longer make for the Trailblazer, which is the Cal induction hood, which looks true to the real cow induction. And the company went out of business because of COVID. So I just happened to be talking to Lewis Lee because I was trying to figure out how can I get this hood. And my man offered to go and pick it up, and he brought it to me. So you know what I'm going to do? You know, Nelson Gill sending him an LS engine. Okay. And you know, when the LS engine, I said, send it to me first. Let me terrorize it. So I'm going to cam that engine out for him. And I'm going to put every single accessory, because when you buy a used engine, it doesn't come with like, you pretty much get like a long block, a block and the heads. Right. Now, he's getting the intake. He's getting the cold air induction. He's getting the cam. He's getting whatever. Put it this way, he's getting the whole, what's it called, accessory drive system, because I got tons of them from when I take them off of these LS engines. We're going to paint it up, and we're going to videotape it, and we're going to send it off to him. Oh, nice. The least I can do.
Catsuelo going to be banging.
You know it. We're looking at a nice, comfortable 500 for him. Nice. That may be slow for Dina. I understand. I'm good with 500. 500 is good with me. You know. But that's what Lewis Lee's doing here in New York. He's here in the garage shop. And the man came dungeon, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you see, this was just a golden opportunity. If Lewis played an instrument, you guys could have jammed.
Hey, I got some drumsticks right here.
Right there. What's the name? Are those the Jazz ADs? No, those are the 5As, man. You know, the other ones over there.
I can make some noise. I don't know if it's gonna sound good.
I got a few. Got my flamed hard rock sticks.
Ooh.
Do this. Yeah.
Ooh. Well, we know that you guys are busy. We got some stuff to take care of, and we just want to stop in and say what's up. You know.
Now, Lewis, you could answer a question. I was just asking Dina. I wasn't sure if Janette had an invitation or she remembered to come in or not, because I haven't seen her in the.
Yeah, I'm talking to her I'm texting her now, and she's trying to get in. So let me see if she.
Okay.
No,
she's not
here yet.
Okay.
I'll keep messing with her, trying to get her in.
I'll see you when she comes in.
All right, cool.
Excellent.
Hey, I appreciate you guys taking care of the traffic jam.
Of course. That's our job, man. That's what we do, right?
Oh yeah.
And all you guys, you all got a home.
Well, Lewis and Terry, you get to meet Chris, my radio co-host, who's over there, but he's having audio problems.
How you doing, Chris?
I was telling Chris,
he's muted.
You're the only guy that's given a better, as good as or better introduction than he can give. But you've done it for the radio show, so we're going to hijack that one of these days, because it's class A.
He's muted. You can see that he's muted.
No, he said everything sounded underwater. He was having a problem on the audio end, so we'll try and dope it out.
Yeah, no.
Your mic is muted, Chris.
No.
How about now? He said, nope.
No, I'm trying to read it.
Maybe he's got to change the sound driver.
Right, something, yeah.
Okay, so what's going on with the background behind you, girl?
That's you, Dina.
I know.
Cool.
Yeah, what's going on over there? You out in the street?
Brooklyn.
It's where I'd like to be, in New York.
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
You're really playing in traffic. You're sitting in the middle of the street.
I am.
It's like a Houston Street.
I even got orange cones and everything.
Is it like Houston or Green or one of those that's down there?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say exactly where it is. I know.
Yeah, Delancey Street or something like that.
Delancey's big.
It's even. I was going to say it's a little too small for Delancey.
Yeah,
for sure.
Chris, you would know, right? That's down in the Village. That's like Broome, Green, those streets. It's down around there.
It looks like it because it's small. It's a back, but I can't tell where it is exactly.
I just got confirmation from our buddy Billy Velvet that is definitely the Village, and he knows he's a city guy, so he worked there, still working there. So yeah, that's cool. Neat stuff.
Yeah.
Dina, I'm trying to make the Nelson Gills shindig.
Please get there. I need a dancing partner.
Yeah.
My husband won't dance with me, so I need a dancing partner. Terry.
And you know I will. You gotta be quick. It was hard. It was Barracuda, right?
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I love that song.
I'm trying to get a net in for you. Hold on.
So how was the trip? I see I see who is it? Chassis John in there. I got Keith.
Yeah.
Where's Papa Squirrel? I don't see him.
Now Brian's in. Brian is
Brian, what's up?
Keith.
Oh man.
Some of the regular characters.
The cast of characters.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was taking. Wait a minute. Shoot.
Yeah, I mean, we just barbecued it up. It was really good. Ray, you should come on over, man.
Yeah, Terry, hook it up.
You would have told me this afternoon. I would have had a chance to do that.
There'd be 3 people in here.
Yeah.
3 people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So I can't go to Crowdcast on my phone because it'll bump you off, Ray. So
yeah.
Get her in.
So wow, everybody on this screen besides Lewis Lee has been in the Motormouth Radio studio. That's right.
Lewis Lee, you've never been there?
No,
He will be.
I'm a bum. I got to make my way over there.
He will be.
When you go, you have to go bearing some type of gift. And it has to be food. It must be food.
Yeah, Dina and Drew used to come with like trays. It's like we catered the event, you know. It was like broccoli rabe. There was
oh my god, I had broccoli rabe for dinner.
Yeah, that's Christmas. That's my wife loves broccoli rabe. No, my favorite is the sausage and peppers. The sausage and peppers are just like
Andrew makes the best sausage and peppers.
Yes, absolutely.
Not gonna lie.
Rob Leonard would have cardiac arrest when he knew you guys were coming. He'd be like, like this food coming in the door. Is that Dina and Drew? Yeah,
yeah.
Fork in his hand. Get the hell out of here.
And the pastries.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the pastry. Right.
The pastries.
Absolutely.
Did she jump in?
Let's see. There's 10 people.
Let's see.
Nope. Arco and Heidi came in. Right. They're down there.
My man Arco.
Yes.
Yeah.
They got a cool thing going on, I tell you.
Oh, no doubt.
You know?
I got to go up there and get some breakfast burritos. Heidi makes breakfast burritos.
Oh, really?
That sounds good.
So we made a deal. If SEMA doesn't happen, we're getting together.
All right.
You know, because they got a 56 Bel Air out there, so I might have to go out there and commandeer that car.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was just watching an episode of, let me see, it was, I think, it was Perry Mason maybe this morning. I don't know. And someone drove up in a 56, they had a 56 Chevy, was like a taxi cab. They were using it as a cab. Back then it was, just commonplace. Nothing.
Yeah. I want that car so bad.
So with all the stuff that you buy and you build, why not just make that the next project?
What, my 57 Chevy?
Yeah.
56? I got so many projects. Okay, I got the 67. Once I finish with the truck, the Trailblazer, completely finished. I just picked up 4-link suspension for my 69 Camaro, so I'm redoing the whole suspension. Because it's stock suspension pretty much. So I got a 4-link from Chris Alston, upper and lower control arms in the front from Global West. And so it's going to be coil overed out. After that, and I'm jumping back on my 16.7 Chevelle, trying to finish that. After that, I got a Lincoln Mark 8. Right. I'm going to make my drift car. After that, the Lincoln Mark 8, it's basically a Mustang. When the whole setup is basically it's a 96 Lincoln Mark 8, so it's like a 96 Mustang. It's a really cool car, but it's just a drift car that's going to be in a tuxedo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a drift car in a tuxedo because it's going to be a 6-speed with an LS in it, of course. And I looked at a 69 Firebird that I just saw down the street, and I lost my mind, so I'm in negotiations for that.
You just made Brian choke. He just choked on something because he's like, well, That's the thing though, Terry, but is there any thought of, once those projects progress, selling any of them to maybe move? Now you just want to keep everything. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of what we do. Yeah.
That's my problem. And eventually I will see, these are the bucket list cars. I got to get a 69 Riviera. I got to get that car. I got to get that car. And I want a 56 Bel Air. And I also I would love to have a 69 Chevelle.
Right.
So I need to get a bigger house.
Just need a bigger garage.
The bigger garage.
Hey, Ray, she's in.
I guess the last person in is just has one of those generic usernames. I gotta assume that that's her.
No, her name's there.
It says Janette.
It says Janette, yeah.
It says Janette.
Green
It
frog.
just has a little green frog thing.
Yeah, not on my list. It doesn't. My list says user C5AE2A8E. But you know what? Let's take a chance, and we'll
Look like a upside down space invader.
Yeah. All right. So I invited that user in, and we'll see if that's it. We'll see. It's got to be. I see her in the chat room with her name, but yeah, accepting and connecting. Right. So we're good. We're good. So we traded Chris for Janette, but maybe we'll get Chris back. We'll see.
I like that shirt, Ray.
Just got it, man. I ordered a new drum head, a new bass drum head from Sweetwater. One of the GMAD heads that you can damp because I want to really deaden my bass drum. It's too. That's what I was asking you about your set. In the house, mine is way too live for the room it's in. So I just sort of thud it out. So the GMAD head has that foam ring you can add to it.
I got that and a couple of pillows in mine, man.
And I'm trying to get some good answers about how to tune it, and I haven't found what I want to know. And maybe I got to know if I put a port in front head, if that'll help deaden it as well.
How dead do you want it to be? You don't have a pillow in yours?
I do. I bought an Evans, an Evans pillow, but still, it's kind of live. The batter head is a Aquarian. It's an Aquarian super kick, so it's made to actually, have a tack. And I don't want it to have a tack. I want it to be like cardboard. I just want it to be like a thud. But
you all might as well be speaking Russian right now. I'm just saying.
Just talking drumming.
Just
talking drumming.
So she's not in, huh?
It says here, yeah. I thought I said yes, allow access, but okay. So, Louis, I was trying to explain to Dina earlier how weather affects this show.
Mm-hmm.
If there's bad weather, people can't get in.
Yeah, and Janette, if you're on your laptop and it doesn't work, try your phone, because I had better luck with my phone sometimes than I did with my laptop. So try that. I don't know why, but that's what happens sometimes. I don't know why.
Yeah. No, weather, a cloud could go by and people lose their, it's always been kind of tenuous.
It's kind of like my Uverse here in Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh, a cloud went by. It went out. Okay.
Right.
And not Dish. It's not Dish. It's Uverse, hardwired. They say it's fiber. I think not, but okay, whatever.
Wow.
I didn't see this.
See, Dina, that's the one thing. That's the thing that is always sticking in my head, of like New York, services and just the stuff that you get. It's like we're kind of spoiled. Like John saying, Verizon fiber is king. Yeah, I'm on AT&T on the cell, but Cablevision, fiber for my other stuff, and it's rock solid. It's great. But
yeah, they say it's fiber here. No, the only thing fiber in Georgia is Metamucil. I'm just saying. Because ain't no fiber happening here.
Hey, Ray.
Nope.
Yep.
Try taking her off and then re-inviting her in.
All right. Okay, let's try that, and let's re-invite. Okay.
Is that a dog?
Got it. Getting fast with these menus here flying around.
You're the pro.
Just moderately adequate. I'm happy with that. So how long are you staying, Louis?
I gotta be back home Saturday, so I think we're gonna leave tomorrow sometime.
Right.
And stop halfway back and hit some antique shops. We hit some antique shops on the way up. So I'm going to hit it on the way back.
Oh, cool.
Tell me tomorrow morning.
Where you going tomorrow?
No, we're just going to get some bagels for lunch, for breakfast.
Oh, New York bagels. There you go. But I was going to say, who's your buddy just north of you that we
There
have?
you are.
Oh my God, there I am.
Hey, sorry it was so hard for you to get in.
I finally went to my phone. Thank you for that, but I wasn't ready because I obviously So hi everyone.
Hello,
Hi.
hello. Who are you?
I was gonna mess with you all. I was gonna have this over my face, and like, 'cause you were like, well, we think it's her, but we're not sure it's her. And I was gonna go, no, it's not her. So
That's a sweet shirt there you got.
That's nice.
Well, I'll be happy to
yes.
introduce her because she's totally badass. Am I allowed to say that? Well, too bad.
Sure.
4-time pro fuel bike national champion, Janette Thornley. Woo!
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, it's been a while since I've connected with you all, even at the shows, because you didn't go to PRI last year.
Well, I was there. I seen you.
Oh, geez. See, I slept since then. I'm so sorry. Did I?
Y'all have to pull up the picture.
I think you have to pull up. You might have to pull up the picture, boys.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm so sorry. I thought Joel said you weren't going to be there. You went to SEMA, but didn't go. I don't know. Anyway, yes, it was a blur for me, too.
So tell us what's going on. What's new?
Well, it may be old news by now, but not necessarily with your, viewers and stuff. But right after,
Wow.
What do you got?
Oh,
there we go.
No,
That's a
my
good
God.
picture.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yep, no debate
Okay, you
now.
got me. So shortly after we went testing in Valdosta, we landed at the PRI show. And what happened in Valdosta, Georgia last November was I made 2 successful passes on an injected motorcycle that allowed me to get my Top Fuel Harley license.
Nice.
So yeah, so a couple years ago when you had me on the show, you probably heard me talk about that was a dream. That's my goal, is to compete in the Top Fuel Harley category. I don't know how many years later. Sometimes things take time, but maybe 2020 will be the year, given the year that it's been. Obviously racing the way it's been. I can't say for sure that it'll happen, but I just keep motoring along and then going with the flow.
Yeah.
And one of those license passes was a 693 at 197, right? One of the license passes, right?
Nice. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
on a motorcycle. Wheel.
That's smoking.
That is gone.
Dina, that was the first pass. We did a 693 at 197. We ran a 690 was the second pass at 196. And actually what my husband reminded me of, I forget who we were talking to yesterday, but he said that I let off on the first pass. So the first pass was actually could have been
Going to be
quicker.
faster.
And yeah, mile per hour probably would have been a little, I might've hit that 200 mark, but I had clicked it off. But let me tell you, folks, when you're running almost 200 miles an hour on a motorcycle for the first time, it's quite exciting. So, that first time was like, oh, I'm at the end of the track and I probably ought to like get things calmed down. So, but it was very cool.
Pass prior to that, Janette?
So, from an ET standpoint, my best pass was a 720.
Okay. Oh,
wow.
Which, again, seems very minuscule in the scheme of things. But
no, it does not.
No,
no, it does not. No, it doesn't. So I'm totally gonna I'm like the guest co-host here, but you know how I am like your biggest fan. I know we're friends, but I'm the biggest fan from the day we met, right? So one thing that I know, like, can you explain maybe some of the differences? Because I know maybe a lot of people don't know, like between pro fuel, top fuel, Harley, like the power plants, and maybe some of the safety aspects.
So both classes, nitromethane, obviously. And the pro fuel class is really the entry level to nitro. It's a carbureted motorcycle. 122 cubic inch is the max displacement. 11-inch tire. Trying to think what some of the other differences. We are not required to have a parachute. But a lot of the aspects are really the same, but it's really
what is the horsepower on a pro fuel?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Obviously we can't dyno them, but calculations between 400 and 500 horsepower. And then when you step into, there's actually 3 classes of motorcycles in the nitro, category. But when you jump up to the top fuel class, the displacement is typically about 200 cubic inch, I think, is the max. I forget what the actual max. And NHRA has changed the rules a couple times, and obviously I'm compliant, but there's, I think, a calculation with it has to do with the supercharger or pro charger if they're running it. So but in the biggest difference from a
Lost you.
I thought you fell off the chair.
yeah, I was trying to prop it. It didn't work out so well. The injection is the biggest difference. Obviously displacement as well. And you're talking about 1,000 horsepower.
Wow.
Yeah. So and it runs 14-inch tire is the max tire width on the top fuel Harley. So again, you know how tire patch and all that can change the dynamics of running on the track. So it's a big deal, really. And transmission, a lot of the top fuel Harleys have a transmission. Now it's not required, but it is a much heavier motorcycle. I'll go across the scales about 725, in all of my leather on the pro fuel bike, and the top fuel bike, you can run across a good 1,000.
Oh, wow.
1,100 pounds. So,
wow.
I mean, the bike itself could be 1,000 pounds. So, but yeah, it's a beast. And
that's awesome.
About 6 or 8 inches wider just to straddle it. It's a whole nother animal. It's like straddling a 55-gallon drum.
And do you wear Kevlar?
We do. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That is, I don't think people realize, like, you're wearing, look at Ray's face. They wear Kevlar. That is just insane to me. Like, crazy.
Well, being a motorcyclist myself, not a professional drag racer, but I've told people, when you drive in your car at 40 miles an hour, open the door and look out at the road, then try it at 60, and then imagine like that you're on it without your car. It's like, no, you don't want to be there without Kevlar. So, I mean, my riding gear has Kevlar reinforcement in all the points that you'd hit, like the elbows, the back, the shoulders, in the material. So they've done that even for street gear because it's, it can save so much grief and heartache and road rash. I just saw a piece on, I think I was watching YouTube, and they did a piece on the woman who invented Kevlar. Now she's, I think, well into her 80s. and she was like a seamstress, and kind of it was one of those happy accidents, and she invented it by accident. And they didn't know what to do with it, you know. And then of course, they started using it for bulletproof vests. But yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, we I guess this question is for me. Is that are you guys reading that right? How many discs?
From John? Yeah.
In the clutch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or is it centrifugal?
Yeah. So it is a centrifugal clutch, and I don't forgive me because I don't do much work on the bike. I do some, but mostly it's just change the fluids. But it is a centrifugal clutch. But we do have the clutch plates that we put in it. And we change, every round. So I don't know if that answers his question. And it depends on which bike you're running, how many, discs are in there. For the Pro Fuel bike, we, sometimes we'd have an aggressive disc in there which would change, the number of, we had friction and then we had straight steels, and varied them.
There's actually, I mean, for over 20 or some odd years now, I actually put in my street bike Kevlar clutch discs. I'm trying to remember the name of the company who sold them. I'm blanking out. But and my buddy at the bike shop said, yeah, take the Kevlar discs and then take the steels and then bead blast the steel so it was even more aggressive. And you actually had to leave one of the friction discs out because there just wasn't enough room. And yeah, talk about a grabby clutch, but like you could whole shot, cool stuff. Cool stuff.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got to take off because me and Louis, we got to take care of some stuff. But I want to say, Janet, it was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Yes, thank you.
And Radio Ray, solid as always. Everyone in the chat room.
Okay.
And Dina, if I go out there, I'm going to shoehorn my big 6'3" girth into your car.
We might be able to get you in. I'm not sure about getting you out. No promises.
Cut the roll cage out.
No promises.
The last person I got to tell you, Terry, the last person that tried that was a notable politician from this state. On 7th Avenue, Dina, when you were doing, what were you doing, Good Morning America?
Oh no! It was
I remember that like it was yesterday.
It was good. It was Good Day New York.
Yeah.
It was Good Day New York, and Rosanna Scotto would not let him get in the car.
But he tried.
He tried, but he went in Andrew's car and not mine, and it was hard to get him out of Andrew's car. It was very funny.
Right.
So I'll tell you what, it's going to I'll stick with the dancing. How's that?
All right.
All right.
Take care, Terry.
Terry.
Right, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Take care.
Be easy.
Hey, Janette, can you tell us about your partnership with Rich Vreeland?
Say that again.
Your partnership with Rich Vreeland.
So, Rich and I kicked off the season with Rich as teammates. But you will know, as most, that team dynamics are real critical to success. And what we discovered was we needed to part ways. And
you did. Okay, I'm sorry, I did not know that. Okay,
that's okay. We are all racers. We all wish each other well, and it's just a learning process as we continue to develop. And I believe that he's wishing us well, and I wish them well as the same. So and with the dissolving that relationship, it did put a little setback in the program. I mean, I'm not gonna fib about it. It put a little bit of a setback in what we defined as my development program. But we're back on track. It's been an interesting year with most, with 2020, but we've used this time to I lost my father at the end of January, and we've used this time to kind of move through that grieving and be there for my mom, which she much needed, because she was lives on the West Coast, and so it's been interesting, but we're back and we're ready. My mom's, we're all just plugging along and real excited about the future. So
I'm sorry for the loss of your dad.
Yeah, it's always
Thank you.
hard to get through.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah. So, but we're real excited, and we talk about partnerships. Well, as you know, having key marketing partners can help us move along. So, have you read up on that?
I am
Well, Dina,
gonna let you go with that. Yeah,
I'll
I'm gonna let you go.
I'll tell you what you can find out about it.
Okay.
If you want to know how to make the best roast beef sandwich in the world, this is your guy right here. Chassis John Guerrero can tell you how to make a roast beef sandwich like nobody else, nobody's business.
I like roast beef.
Unbelievable. So I'm known for my roast beef sandwich.
Yes, you are. I had a boss in the auto parts store back in the 70s, and he used to, we had Valencia's, was an Italian deli and ravioli store near us. It was like right outside our back parking lot. And he'd send me over usually about once a week for roast beef hero. And he's like, how I like it? I need it rare. It's got to be dripping rare. Salt, pepper. He goes, I want mayo, so much mayo. I don't want to have to chew. I want to slide down my throat.
Oh, God.
That's how he got his. He was a Mastiff guy. So
That sounds good, though.
yeah, I know, right? On a nice fresh hero roll. Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And you got to use
Jeanette,
the right kind of
always-
pepper that you got to crack it.
yeah, exactly.
Always
I can't.
Oh,
Is
Jeanette,
he,
I
is
love
he
it.
actually
You
is
gotta
he
eat
actually
pizza
talking, or
also.
is he only doing gestures?
no, I was talking.
Okay. Oh, maybe I heard you that time.
So hit us up with your marketing partners.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that. So, the biggest news for me is a new coffee company has approached me to be a brand ambassador, and we just launched our first roast. It's called 200 Mile an Hour Brew.
Nice.
And
Cool.
if that shirt I was holding up, the red shirt that
Vital Brew.
Oh, I love it.
Vital. Yes. So vitalbrew.net is the website that right now it's online only, purchases, but it's a strong, bold flavor, just like me. So that's if you like strong coffee, we'd love for you to give it a try. It's really cool because they are supporting me as an individual, wanting to share, about me. They have graciously taken the back of their bag, which is so beautiful because it's
love
glossy, and put my name on it and a little
look at that.
about me.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's nice.
And the website, has a link, to my page as well. So
Very nice.
It's, made in the USA. It's got a really cool,
Nice.
you probably
200 mile an hour. Is it like Colombian or Arabica beans?
Arabica. And
Nice.
this
Good. I got to buy some of that.
is blended with some amino acids. So it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna help you.
That's very cool. I saw that on your live yesterday. Very cool.
Now, see,
Okay.
my mind goes in strange directions. I picture seeing 30-pound bags of what looks like that you would use like as speedy dry at the trash, like colored speedy dry that you would, you'd think it's like bags of coffee, right? But it's not.
That's a
Right.
great idea.
You know,
That's great.
I
just
like
throwing
it.
it out
Great
there.
idea.
Yeah.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So real excited, and you know, it'll be interesting, but I have to say that, you know, through my journey as I got into racing late in life, you know, I've truly been blessed to have some wonderful people come into cross paths and help me, you know, make my way to follow my dreams, you know. So
Never too late to be a
yeah,
drag
we're real excited.
How old were you when you started racing?
Oh, do I have to really say?
I'm curious because I didn't start till I was in my 30s. So I'm just
Well,
curious.
I will be 53 in September, and this year is year number 9.
Okay, cool.
Great.
I turned 53 in January, and I started when I was in my 30s, so I love it.
Yeah.
We are women of a certain age, and we kick ass and take names. I like it.
That's right. You're never too old to chase your dreams and try new things. So
Nope. I'm going to be
Yes,
62,
and I love her
started when I was 18.
Her hashtag is Nitro Granny, and that is my favorite thing ever.
That's cool.
My favorite thing ever.
You know, that's the thing in general. Our generation, because we're all around the same age, we kind of redefining things like that about not like you look back to when we were kids and look at what the neighborhood parents were doing and what the grandparents were doing or not doing, I should say. That's not us. It's just not us, you know. And
yeah, I think we're definitely redefining what our age group, you know, and it's funny, like so a few, like maybe like 3 weeks ago, I joined TikTok, you know, and it's just for fun and it's hilarious. But there's a thing on TikTok with like the young kids and then the Gen Xers, you know, and they like to call us old. And I remember I had a young person call me old. She called me
boomer.
She called me an old ass, and I was like, well, I said, well, you know, you better preface it with, you know, like badass because, you know, I probably do a lot more than you do in one day, but whatever. You know, it's just funny. I think we redefine what our age group does now than what our predecessors did for sure.
I mean, you know, I watch a lot of, obviously, because I talk about it all the time, I watch a lot of old TV shows, and you look, Leave It to Beaver, and you look at the people and how they acted and dressed and just what they looked like. And then, you know, when you watch like the cop shows and they, you know, and I watch Emergency and Adam 12 and you see, oh yeah, you know, it's a 45-year-old man. He looks like he's 68. He's 45, you know. People didn't look that good back then. They didn't look as good at all. So,
they always used to wear suits and ties.
Well, that's I mean, that's one thing.
Nobody dresses like that.
But yeah, I mean,
I think so. Janette, what do you think though about like the younger generation? There's a lot of younger people now that are not even getting licenses. They have no want to even get a license.
I had a nephew like that.
What do you think? What do you think about that for our sport, for the next generation coming up? What do you think? Because it makes me think about it.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because I don't know if you recall my history, but you know, I worked at a motorcycling manufacturer for several years, and there's, you know, major challenges with just how we're entertained and what we do for you know, recreational activities. And it's very interesting what you guys talk about, that I'm always active. I'm nonstop. And my mom as well. I mean, you know, 72 years old, and she even runs circles around me. But yeah, you look at the other generation, younger generations. I mean, even my stepson, you know, they're pretty active with their twins, but prior to that, it was a lot of not so much outside, activities. And it's kind of scary. I don't know I hate to even think about what is happening with our world, just given today's situation. So.
Dina, that's a great question that you asked. And now I think you have to marry that, couple it with the fact that people aren't working on things anymore. I mean, there are some technicians, but everybody wants to be a computer technician. They want to do want to do diagnostics. Nobody wants, even the guys who are in the field don't want to have to take a wrench and I got to take off that greasy part. I don't want to do that. I'm a trained technician,
Right.
So that all adds into the demise of what's going to happen in the future. Yeah. If it goes that way. And I sure hope it can turn around somehow. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the younger generation doesn't even they don't want to own homes because they don't want to work on anything. They don't want to have to, mow the lawn or
I don't want to either.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah, well, yeah.
I get what you're saying.
But you know what I mean. Like, so it's it makes me wonder, like, what's going to happen in 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Everybody will have AstroTurf.
Yeah, it'll be like Brooklyn, right? You just paint your lawn green. But no, that's the thing. If I think my wife and I were just having a conversation like this at dinner tonight. I think if we had more manufacturing in the country, if we had more agriculture, even things where people interacted with their hands and their profession, and that makes your brain work, we could get back to some of that, because then people you would kind of do that in your hobby life as well, everything, and less social media, less electronics. I think it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tidal wave.
Get rid of social media, audio, electronics.
I know, but I think that's my impression is that's a big downfall in society at large. I've seen it on the micro level and the macro level, and I mean, just look back to when we were kids, how we interacted with each other, how we played. I mean, this is all over social media. Everybody talks about it, but it's totally different. You had to go to your friend's house, you had to make a phone call, you had to ride on your bike.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Sure.
Janette, do you have anything coming up for the remainder of this season, or are you waiting for 2021?
So the best laid plans would be that NHRA is able to continue to conduct the remainder of the year as scheduled, which if you follow them at all, you'll see that Seattle was canceled. Denver was the next stop. It was canceled. That was the second weekend, I believe, in August, was in turn replaced with a third Indy event. So they're calling it Indy 3, which will have the pro stock motorcycles there. I think they canceled Brainerd. As far as I know, Topeka and I forget what else. But back to your primary question. God willing, I'm going to be on that track in competition at one of these events in 2020. So my goal is to attempt to debut in 2020, but the ultimate outcome is that I'm ready to compete at that level, and obviously can do it safely. And I demonstrated that I can make a couple passes and license, but you know how it is. Like if you've got a teenager, you gave them their license because they took the test. That doesn't mean that you just want to go send them out, driving. And I respect the sport enough. I respect the machine enough to know that I want more track time.
Have you been out testing at all, or no? You haven't been out testing.
So we have not. Again, a couple of different reasons. Just resources have been limited, and
I get that.
the track situation. Track situation has been, questionable. Whether we can get that commitment and all, but we are officially geared up to make that happen within the next few weeks, month. So again, I have a goal to get out there this year, but thankfully the major marketing partner that I have involved, Vital Brew, is very supportive, and 2020 is our development year, and we 2021, God willing, we're going to be out there full force and at every event. So
Awesome.
plan.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
we look forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got a revamped website too. So if you haven't been out on the JanetteThornley.com website, it's flashy and it's new. So I'll be posting some social media about that the next couple days.
I was going to say, if you have info, you can put out social media information you want to share with people. Now's the time. Throw it out. Let everybody know how they can find you on all the different platforms.
Okay, perfect. So Facebook page is just Janette Thornley, and that's JANETTETHORNLEY. The website is the same, JanetteThornley.com. Social media, Instagram, Janette Thornley DCR. That was Dream Chaser Racing. And I'm also on LinkedIn. If you follow anybody that's out there on LinkedIn, I love been some great connections and relationships formed through that platform. So
great.
Hope that's helpful.
Very good. Very good. Oh, that's great. That's good news.
Well, I look forward to. Will you be in Atlanta if they run the race in Atlanta?
I don't believe Top Fuel Harley is on that schedule. If they open up the tracks a little bit more, there's a chance I might be there physically to help do some brand recognition with Vital Brew. But again, everything is just so, it just feels so uncertain right now. So
I know, because I know I got to catch up with you in Atlanta last time, so I was hoping maybe I'd get to catch up with you again. But I know everything's so up in the air. So hopefully I will get to see you one way or another.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I look forward to it. It's always your.
Yeah, wishing you the best of luck and safety, of course.
All right.
Excellent.
Thanks, you guys. You have a great night.
All right,
Thanks,
Janette.
Janette.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay, I gotta see. I love recurring guests. I love, in the radio show too. I love to have people come back and catch up. It kind of keeps that woven thread going.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love her.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of guts to get on a bike and go that fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I met her at ADRL in 2016. 16.
Right.
And I think she won that night too. And she's super talented. Yeah, she's super talented.
That's cool.
So yeah, and super nice.
So John, what is Courtier and Kostskrua? Is that like a new brand of roast beef that we didn't know about? Is that deli manufacturer?
Gary Courtier. He's a former Chassis Connection customer. We built that 55 for him.
Okay.
And then that got sold. And then he's had a series of cars, and then he hurt his back. He was out for a while. And then he got dragged back into it by Mr. Kazushi, is a friend of his from like high school.
Okay.
They went partners, and they went and bought about $250,000 worth of Pro Mod.
Wow.
He's got a brand new Bickle 69 Camaro, and they're running Pat Musey nitrous engines.
Okay.
All top dollar stuff. So he's gonna tangle with the boys from the Northeast.
He'll probably run Northeast Outlaw, yeah.
And I think he's gonna try next season to dip his toe in the NHRA Pro Mod deal. So we'll see what happens. Gary spares no expense.
Okay.
So he sent me some shirts.
Nice.
Yeah, the back has a picture of the car on it. It's very cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's big orange nitrous bottle.
Right.
So it's cool.
Excellent. So where are you now with the Camaro? What's up? Is it almost out the door?
Oh God, I got deliveries 3 days in a row. I'm like, yeah.
You're so funny.
But there's still some stuff that's back ordered. They're killing me. Eckler's Corvette / Camaro. They're killing me. Stuff that I need.
Really?
They're not sending it. They don't have it, which kind of tells me that a lot of the Eckler stuff is coming out of China.
Yeah.
Boy.
What could you possibly get from them? Like, there's nothing stock on that car almost.
Well, no. That I told you about that center stack.
Yeah.
Piece that you remove where your heater control is, your radio, your ashtray.
Right.
And they have a panel that looks exactly like the stock GM panel, but it's totally blank.
Right.
So now in that blank panel, there'll be the cutout for the upper air conditioning vent. Below that, I have the, which just came today, is the black anodized Vintage Air 3-knob control for his AC. And then without having a radio or an ashtray, now he's got a ton of space, and he can put in like a double DIN chassis, with a nice touch screen display for his audio system.
Right.
Nice.
So that piece hasn't come in. That's not really vital. I can still wire up the controls for the AC, and it'll just be hanging. On the 67, on a lot of the GMs, especially the Camaros, it's like a teardrop looking plate that covers this hole in the firewall where the steering column comes through.
Yeah.
It's a 2-piece plate that clamps the bottom of the steering column.
Mm-hmm.
The original equipment one he has is rusty and crappy. Wasn't even worth, bead blasting.
Mm-hmm.
$45, brand new, reproduction piece. They didn't send it.
Wow.
Which, it's the way they do things. You order stuff online because you can't even get in touch with any of their salespeople. They take your money.
Where are you ordering it from?
This is from Eckler's here in Titusville, in Florida. They take your money for the whole order, and then they ship what they have.
They partial it. Yeah.
So I got to wait on the back order. At least my ATEC account, I'll go in there and ring up $1,600 worth of stuff. I don't pay for the stuff that's back ordered. They charge the card when they ship it.
Well, that's what most places do. Most places don't charge up for.
Because I told you I was trying to get the rest of the stuff I needed to finish the power steering, and it's back ordered for going on like 5 weeks now. I went to another company, and that turned out to be back ordered. And then there's a third company that I found, Red Horse, which makes a lot of plumbing stuff. They had everything. So that came yesterday. So I finally have the hose and the fittings that I need to do the high pressure line coming out of the power steering pump.
Okay.
The only difference is their hose is not like the hose that I already have, which is basically almost like a truck airline hose, a brake line hose.
Yeah.
Theirs is a Teflon lined hose, high pressure. It's 2,000 PSI, so it's fine. Different fittings, but it'll all be done and it'll look good. The wiring harness came today. and it literally came in a box as big as a Samsonite suitcase.
Oh, geez.
I was amazed.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. I swear, Ray, this box is huge, and in it are all of these sub assemblies. American Auto Wire. I gotta hand it to them. I am going to promote those guys everywhere.
Good call.
It's labeled like A through J. Each bag has an alphabetical label on it.
Yeah.
And when you go through their instructions, you do everything alphabetically. They've got it down to a science.
You know, they had to do, I call it wiring for dummies. And I'm not directing that at you, but they did that because most people don't know how to do wiring. They don't like doing wiring, and it's a lot of money to farm it out. So you can literally have some level of competence that's not a master wiring tech, and you could install that harness and plug and play it, and it's great. There's a few other companies who've done that. It's kudos to them.
Everything's in there. All your connectors, all your factory style plugs, all of the crimp terminals that you need to put on the wires that are all extra long, you cut to length.
Right.
Tail light sockets, headlight plugs. I mean, every single thing you can think of, all in one kit, and it's a $500 kit.
Right. Yeah,
and
the
everything you need.
Main harness is the most expensive. They're usually around between 5 and 6, depending on the car. And then sub harnesses like the engine harness, the front light harness, the rear light harness, the front to back car harness. They're less, usually just a couple hundred each.
Right.
But that's the problem we're having with the Chevelle that I was working on. You know, we're using all the old original harnesses, and I was having, it's like spray and pray with a machine gun trying to figure out, you know, what's what. Because stuff, even though stuff was labeled when it was taken out, it doesn't mean it was hooked up right when the last guy had it, you know. And
exactly.
So I'm just going between schematics. But yeah, that's a joy.
Yeah, so I'm excited over it. It's good. That's a big chunk of what needs to get done.
Yeah,
you know. And then I have to integrate that with all of this new style electronics.
Yeah,
the fuel injection, the digital dashboard, the EFI ignition system. There's a lot of things, but that stuff's supposed to be plug and play, and really I just need a couple of different fused main lines.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
Are you going to run like a main bus bar to run your like a big power to and a branch from?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the way to do
it.
I
also bought some nice ground buses too.
Nice. Yeah.
And also through them, beautiful braided ground straps.
Yeah, I use them all the time. I don't have them here. I have them outside. I have all this stuff here.
So I bought all different lengths so I can ground everything that needs to be grounded. And they say, especially with fuel injection with this unit, it's pretty serious that you have everything very well grounded.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, in fact, I well, my car was in the shop in Limbrook. One of the guy, Muscle Car Ray, guy here on the island who sells all the muscle car parts. He happened to come over. He was selling some stuff for the Chevelle. And he's looking at my car, and it was before it was painted. And he's like, "Wow." He says, "You a Corvette guy?" I'm like, "No, not particularly." Why? He said, "I've worked on them. Yeah, but he goes, "You sure you don't work on Corvettes?" I'm like, "Well, I've the occasional job here and there, but not for a living." No. He goes, "I've never seen anybody ground a car as much as this." He goes, "And it's like a Corvette thing because of the fiberglass."
Sure.
I was like, "No, I learned a long time ago. One short can ruin your day, but you can never have enough grounds." You know, like
it's true.
Triple redundancy. And, you know, with those, I buy those braided cables from Standard Motors. You know, Standard sells them in like 6, 9, and 12-inch, I think. Mm-hmm. And then I even got a roller cable that I was making my own out of, you know, small grounds. But yeah, you can't go wrong.
No, not at all. I bought a bunch of them different lengths, so
in fact,
should be very good.
One thing I always say is, my car is a lot more well grounded than me. Without a doubt.
And then I got looking around, I find stuff when I kind of rummage around on different sites.
Yeah.
And I bought from company Doral or Dorali. They make fans, electric fans.
Oh yeah, sure.
They have a fantastic fan controller unit.
Uh-huh.
And it's a really, really nice kind of chrome box.
Right.
But you run your big power into it.
Uh-huh.
And it has heavy lines going in and going out. So the relays are built into this box.
So you don't have to
set up. And it's got a thermocoupler.
Right.
And it's adjustable.
Again, they took that dark science out of hooking up one of these.
Right.
You know, your regular 30 amp relay. They took the dark science out of having to wire it and just gave you the to from, which
exactly.
And it's really not a hard thing to do once you understand what the relay is doing. But people get freaked out and they're like, I can't do that. And again, when a company does that, they're going to succeed because they just made it easy for people who are on the fence.
Sure.
Fantastic.
It's got a nice temperature sending unit. Very easy to set up.
Nice.
And they give you all the parameters and you fire it up and if it's not kicking in soon enough, you turn the screw.
Right.
And obviously the rheostat they're using is a real good one. One full turn will change the temperature set point 3.5 degrees.
Okay.
So it's nice, and it's got a good spread where the first one will come on, and then a little warmer, the second one will come on.
Right.
You've got the AC override. So as soon as you click on the air conditioning, it automatically turns on fan number 1.
Right.
So it's a good setup, and it's compact, and it's nice and easy to mount, and everything's there. You just got to run your big power in, and then your lines coming out. Just attach right to the box. So that'll work out really well.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Chris, you have audio now.
I don't know. Do I?
Yeah.
How did you? Well, I don't even want to ask you how you did it.
It's dumb luck. Yeah. How do I sound? Okay.
A little on the fat side. It's a little.
Thank you.
And you're a little, and your voice, your mouth is a little out of sync with your shaver there.
Well, that's.
I feel that he just got everything up and going, and I have to run.
Johnny found that thing in a Tom Can shoebox last week.
Well, Dina, it was good talking to you.
Watching him talk like watching a Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah.
Really?
You should try working with
Yes.
Look, it's got Godzilla.
Yes. Oh, Chris, I miss Chris. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Miss you too, Dean.
Oh, Chris, I miss you. All right, kids. This has been fun.
Yes.
All right. All right. Listen, thank you. Thank you for having me around.
Yeah. We'll get you back on the radio show too, because that's our other forum. Of course.
I know it's been too long. I'll try and get with you guys.
Well, see, now we're doing it all remotely. We're doing it from like 3 different locations. So everybody's home. So, and we do a Zoom. We usually do a Zoom meeting too concurrently. So reach out to me when you're ready, and then I'll.
Oh, the radio show?
Yeah, we're not in the studio. We're not in the studio.
All right.
So yeah, reach out to me when it's good for you, and we'll put it together.
But you let me know what's good for you. I work on Sundays sometimes now, but I have the car show on the 2nd. So whatever. Reach out to me. Let me know.
You've been in the gym?
Yeah. Why?
I can tell. Because you're buff. That's why.
I'm like, why?
Because you move your arm like this. I was like, whoa.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
just meander
which way to the beach?
Yeah, which way to the beach, right?
What time is it?
Oh my God. Okay.
Wrong lemon.
Well, so Chris, I don't know if you missed it. I had broccoli
missed
rabe for dinner.
You had
I had
what?
broccoli rabe for dinner. We were talking about bringing food to the studio, and I said, "Holy crap! I had broccoli rabe for dinner." Just saying.
Nice.
So that was
good.
kind of funny. Yeah. So
Yeah.
all right. No pastries though. No pastries.
Yeah.
No.
We'll just do your bell for later. We'll have coffee.
Weight Watchers does not allow cannolis.
Ah,
Yeah.
Never did.
Besides the fact that they don't have any here in Georgia anyway.
yeah.
Oh boy, yeah.
Don't ask for like a rainbow cookie. They're like, "What's that?" I'm like,
Oh my God.
Is that for the gay coalition?
yeah.
No.
No, you know where I
Everything's
bought
just
the last time I bought a rainbow cookie was in Big Lots. They have these little packages of rainbow cookies.
I've seen those.
They actually were really good, believe it or
Really?
not. Yeah, Andrew
Yeah.
likes them, so I was like, well, let me just try them. They were super fresh. They were delicious. He was like, oh, these are really good. I'm like, all right, next time I go, I'll buy
Wow. Okay.
them. Bizarre.
That's
Whatever. Yeah, that's what my life has come to. But those are my favorite.
I know.
Oh, wait, is that mint chocolate?
Yeah, it's mint chocolate.
Oh, I never had the
Now
mint
that
chocolate
comes.
one.
These came in upstairs and they went right downstairs. I just
Yeah.
started making these.
Well, if I buy cookies and stuff here, I gotta hide them. Like Andrew buys the freaking double stuffed Oreo. I'm like, why do you buy those? I'm that person that will sit in front of the clock and watch it change and be like scraping the stuff out of the inside of the Oreo with a glass of milk. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Hence the reason I'm on Weight Watchers now.
Well, hey, as
That's
we age, our metabolisms change. We gotta watch out for ourselves. We gotta, change the plan.
Yep.
yeah, no, double stuffed Oreos just made me a fat bastard. What can I tell you? What can I say?
All good. It's all good.
On that note, love you guys. Good seeing you. John, say hello. Say hello. I love you guys.
All right, Dina.
See ya.
All righty.
All right, I don't know how to turn this thing off. What do I
You
do?
should be able to just leave, I think. Just
Just
Oh, there we go. Okay, close video. Bye.
all right. See ya.
Bye.
All right. See if we can. Where's
Hiya,
our
John. John, I don't recognize you unless you got a Camaro behind you. So
Yeah.
I got the Twin Towers behind me.
yeah, I see. And I have the green screen here in the penitentiary.
Yeah.
Just got to figure out the delay now. What is with the delay?
Yeah, there was a bit of a delay. It's a little better now.
It is? Okay.
Here's our
we
other
had a-
regular.
We just had a storm coming through here. So
Freshly shaved. They must have done the shearing of the sheep because they I lost about 12 pounds of wool.
I know.
Did you make an Afghan out of it at least?
It's a very comfortable pillow.
I bet it is. I used to scour chrome, like clean up the chrome and the stainless.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hate shaving. But
So what did you do that for?
well, the masks were driving me crazy.
I know.
And
yeah.
I will admit I had gotten kind of relaxed on it, especially in certain shops.
Yeah.
And so then, of course, here recently, they've been hounding on a lot of people and going after, they have the little black SUVs driving around checking on people. And so if you're outside, you got to have a mask on. So goddamn it, put a mask on.
Who is it that's doing the checking?
I don't know. It's just, everybody's all, the governor came on saying that, you'll be asked, and then if you don't do it, you'll be fined. It's all the BS bullshit. So
Right. The BS bullshit is usually the best kind. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I don't mean. Trust me. Don't take it the wrong way. It's just,
I'm not. No, I'm not. Hey, I hate it too. Believe me, I definitely hate it. I'm
I have certain shop. Like I said, I have certain shops where it's not a big issue, and then there's some that the guys are kind of sketchy. So
Yeah.
you wear it. So, but
Well, I tell you, at the shop, the Mike's shop where I was working in Limbrook, one of the full-time guys said, "Hey, I'm not." This is going back in around April, May maybe. He says, "I'm not comfortable coming in here with the people who work on the body shop and the other body shop side because they're all taking the bus. They're all Hispanic." He says, "I don't know where they're living." Because I know where they're living. He says, "I'm not comfortable being in the shop with them." So he basically changed his hours to come in at night because after they leave, an hour after they're gone, he would come in and he would work a night shift.
yeah.
And they agreed to that, which I thought was a good thing. And yeah, they did. Just modified.
Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, some of my customers, like you said, some of the, they got 14, 16 guys living in a 3-bedroom house, apartment sharing. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of sketchy and touch and go about that stuff, and it's not the cleanest in the first place. So
Right. Chris
But,
Brian's trying to figure out how to have like a Ford Mustang house.
A Ford Mustang?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
I used to have that. I don't have it anymore, but
Right.
maybe
What,
one day.
3 Mustangs are not enough, huh?
No, well, if I had my way, I'd have one for every day, but to drive. But
Brian, what do you have? I
I
have to
only
catch
have
up.
I only have my one, the '66 Fastback.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was my car in high school, and that's the only one I've had. All the other ones are gone. One's
You've
down
had it
by
you've had it
Chassis
since high school?
John. Yeah.
Wow. Holy smokes. That's great.
Like me. He's had his car like I did, just forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I had one that was totaled. I got hit head on in it, and that took care of that one.
Oh.
And my '89 GT I sold, and it ended up outside of Jacksonville. So next time I go to Florida, I'm taking the valet key, and I might steal it. But
yeah, only a car for longer than about 10 years, I start to get itchy. It's like, no, I gotta get rid of this thing.
I can't get no. So
I'm not that attached.
I like to. I still have my International Scout too, my 800A.
Oh wow!
And that's under the deck. I'd love to get that back on the road, but they're starting to make parts for it. For a while, there was no parts for it. They're starting to get real popular.
I think OPG is doing them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I needed a. It's got a rocker panel problem.
Yeah.
The passenger side door would pop open and when you're driving. So
Sounds like an AMC product.
Yeah.
How rusty
How
rusty is it, Brian?
It's pretty rusty.
It's pretty rusty.
Yeah.
Kendra Summer is the big the big Wagoneer girl. Her dad has one that he had forever, and they restored a few of them. And yeah, they I've been seeing even on Haggerty that they on their channel, their YouTube channel, they were doing one, and they have gotten the popularity is coming up. They're they're definitely there.
Yeah, the guy before me had flipped the axles and had like 13 inches of lift, and put an old school bus motor, old 345, I think, big block. When it's got, it's unbelievable in torque. I mean, it'll climb right up the side of a building. I mean, I drove around half the time in just 2-wheel drive. And it would always freak somebody out because I'd say, "Oh, by the way, could you get out and put it in 4-wheel drive for me?" And they're like, "You made it all the way back here in 2-wheel drive?" I said, "Yeah." It was a great. The biggest problem was the weight. It was never heavy enough.
Oh yeah.
It floated on top of everything.
Yeah.
Or if you need it. Luckily, with my fat ass in it, it sunk on one side to cool it up to whatever.
Well, like we talked about, you got to concentrate on one of those projects and just like hit it. And my thought, my thought, don't look at the finished product. Sound like Chris here. Don't look at the finished product, but just look at making it like small steps. Like make it run, then make it drive. Make sure it stops, and then just drive it. drive it, stop it, and go, stop and go, and then like you go from there. Because when you look at the big picture, it's daunting, and most people just don't have the time or money or time.
Yeah, time is the biggest thing.
Yeah. Well, the know-how is another thing, but yeah, that's not a problem here.
My wife sent me a text. Go in the garage. You're too loud. I'm trying to
get the hell out of the living room.
Hey, Ray, I meant to talk to you. Talk about know-how. I remember I told you I had like a little stain on the at the rear end on the 300.
Yeah.
And you said put a little Marvel Mystery Oil in there. Maybe it'll swell up the seals.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
Now it's a big stain.
Oh, good. It's the pinion seal. It's the pinion seal, which is
and I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably an original seal, so it deserves to leak at this point.
It deserves to.
It deserves to leak.
Yeah, what stinks is the column has like 63,000 miles on it.
Problem is, you're never going to get that nut off at your house.
No, I got to put it on a lift.
And even then, those pinion nuts are tight.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to do it. I was thinking about it, but I'm like, there's no way I can get a throw on that thing unless I have a Mamaluke of an air gun, which
I do have
a good word
breaker bar, and that really takes care of like the toughest problem. Shop. Mike was working on one of his girlfriend's Jeep last weekend. Okay. Oh, flick. Yeah, there's a grab strap. Beautiful. That's a long
strap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he was his friend put the wheels back on with a Matco pneumatic. Yeah, the one of the new Matco guns that we had bought last year. He's putting the nuts on, and then he said there was a problem. Like, what's the matter? He goes, "No, the wheel is cocked." Like, what do you mean the wheel is cocked? Well, one of the nuts, the lugs are cross-threaded. So now we had to do a stud. Right. So because taking them off, they were super tight, and he couldn't get them off even with the impact gun. So I grabbed my 4-foot breaker bar, and he says, "What are you gonna do with that?" So even though the wheel would spin, I put the breaker bar in an impact socket, and I kind of moved the wheel in an arc up and down and up and down. And on the up, I went bang on the down. Oop, broke it right loose. So we changed the stud after that, and no big deal. The girl had said, she just had tires put on at Mavis, and the tire monkeys at Mavis were to blame. I said, I said, thank God you weren't stuck in the rain in the mud with a flat. You'd never get it off.
Yeah, I still can't find.
So many times.
Yeah, it's the truth. I can't find my fence post. I used to have a fence post.
You left it in Brooklyn.
I probably did. I probably left it in Brooklyn. But yeah, that was the greatest thing. It had a block of cement on it too, which was awesome. I broke everything with that.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's awesome. But yeah, now I have this puddle under the differential, so I figure I just dump the fluid out of it and start fresh. Put some
just stuff a banana in there and some sawdust, and don't worry about it.
Yeah, so now the fresh fluid can leak.
Yeah, that way it won't leak.
Ryan, a raw egg.
Well, then again, I mean, pepper, right? Pepper. That's cool.
Pepper.
Right, that's cool.
Yeah, pepper in a radiator, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, but then again, considering the gear oil is probably like gear liquid because it's original, some fresh 75-80 or 75-90 is going to be a
75-90 with the posi additive.
It's going to be a bit thicker, so
Yeah. So
right.
that may not be a bad idea. Just something a little thicker, drop it in there because I'm not going to pull that knot off. I'm not going to even try it. Yeah.
Look at the difference in these hoses.
That's a big difference. Looks like 3/8 and 5 private.
-6 Teflon.
Okay.
-6, basically high pressure air hose.
Oh wow. Okay.
See, now this is what I already used on the 2 lines that I made, and it says DOT Type A11 air brake.
Air brake. All right.
And it's a rubber hose. It's got the same ID, and then it's got 2 layers of steel braid and then a black covering. But I can't get the hose ends
up your nose with a rubber hose.
Yeah.
See now, John, now I recognize
this.
Yeah. Now I recognize you, John, because you're behind you're
Because these guys came through with the fittings.
Yeah, that's nice. That makes nice stuff.
So
nice plumbing.
Slightly different, but it'll work. And when you look at it, you go, "Oh, that's definitely a high pressure hose."
Yeah.
You know, it's not a braid though. It's it's like a nylon covering.
My favorite hose. My favorite hose, Brian knows it well. I don't have a piece of it here, but it's the hose the German cars used that had that braid on it. I have some out in the garage. They use it for all the fluids, and he's probably got some behind him. I know he's gonna pick. He's got to piece there. He's got to have it.
Yeah, my BMW had it. It was very
the
cool.
BMWs, the Porsches, the Audis all had it. VWs, it's great hose.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of hose is it?
Wow.
Did I
Brian's
tell
got
you the
some
shifter
stuff back
came?
there. Holy smokes! What is all that stuff he's got back there? Holy
Oh, that's
moly.
just
It's
life.
a junk pile.
Yeah. No, you said that you would. I don't know where you said it, but you did say that you were able to. You got the shifter like in a. They had it in stock at Summit. Oh no, I think that was you texting me. That's where it was.
Brian, I like your file system.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice. Nice.
We're going to take this cover off.
Yeah.
It gets a lot smaller if you do that.
Oh yeah.
And then just this part will stick up through the stock console.
Oh, cool.
And then worst case scenario is I've taken the console out of the box. They don't cut the vinyl where the shifter plate would be. It's covered over completely.
Yeah.
So if I cut it properly, I should be able to get it to fit completely around the shifter. Worst case scenario, his upholstery guy will have to make some sort of like a plate.
Right.
That could go around this and make it look finished. And then this won't be around. All this stuff will be hidden by the console.
No.
But you'll just see this top piece.
Yeah.
Which will look real good.
You got to see that. Yeah.
That is cool. I like that.
What else came? I got a whole bunch of stuff. I got the I got to put this in. I got to take the transmission pan. See, one step forward, 3 steps back.
Yeah, I know. I've been there.
I didn't think about it, but then I'm like, oh, I need something that's going to turn on the transmission cooling fan.
Okay. So you need a signal for that. Yeah.
So I spoke to my buddies up at Select, and they're like, oh, yeah, you need one of these things. He said, you get a better read on temperature when you're reading what's in the pan as opposed to what's coming through the line.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was just going to get one of those, like, those gauge fittings that had, usually they got like an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch pipe thread hole in it.
Right.
It goes in the line.
Yeah.
And then put a sender in it in order to turn it on and off. But my boys at Select said, nah, pull the pan down and put one of these in there.
Okay.
And this thing's set to go on at like 190 degrees or something.
Is that a separate fan?
185. Yeah, I got a separate. The cooler is the tranny cooler is not out in front, in front of the radiator.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those
under the car.
It's one of those stacked plate ones. It's mounted in front of the firewall. It's off the firewall by about 1 inch or so, and it's got a puller fan on it, and it's mounted in front of where the blower motor used to be.
Yeah.
Up inside the fender.
Good spot.
So real compact. Like my transmission cooling lines are like 18 inches long.
Yeah.
You know, so
and that has does that have a thermostat coupling housing or something, like a thermostat housing to open up?
No.
It just runs all the time. I mean, it runs through the cooler all the time, right?
Everything runs through the cooler 100%. And then it's got this, nice electric fan on it that moves a boatload of air, but there's no sensors.
Yeah.
So basically my choice is either put one of these things in the pan, or the other option is just wire it so it's ignition on. As soon as the car starts, the fan starts.
Nah, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I had a problem. I had a problem with my tool truck during the wintertime because of the way the trans line and the transmission fluid never warmed up. And man, thing drove funny. I mean, I had to block it off. I had to actually change it. They used to have a wicker on the front to pull the air up through the center.
Oh yeah.
And man, that thing, I had nothing but, I mean, it was ice cold all the time, but man, trying to get any heat out of the radiator or any of that stuff, it just kind of ran funny. So I took the wicker off. Never had a problem after that.
Yeah. What other stuff that I got him? This vintage air.
Yeah,
That's cool.
How big is that cooler, John?
Oh, it's about that big by like that big. It's plenty big.
Yeah, does it look like just like a regular?
It's one of those. No, it's one of those stacked plate coolers. You know the ones I'm talking about?
like a CPU cooler for a computer.
Yeah. It's kind of
sound
hard
good.
to say.
Like something like this.
Yeah, exactly. But it's about two or more times taller than that one. Same width.
That's tall. That is big.
Yeah,
It is big.
Yeah, it's got a big fan. It's got like a 10-inch fan on it.
Wow.
Yeah, or an 8. Maybe it's an 8. And it's got big blade. And I plugged it into the battery. And boy, oh boy, does that thing suck the air right through the core. I'm like, whoa. So you won't have any trouble. And the transmission guy said, absolutely, you're perfect with that. No problem. So
Do you know what kind of current, kind of amperage that fan pulls?
It's got to be run on a 15-amp relay.
Wow.
Minimum. Yeah. So it's pulled.
That was a Power Master alternator you put in that car, John?
I don't know what those guys give you from CVF, the company that makes the kit, but it's I think it's a 100 amp alternator.
I was gonna say, I was thinking it's probably, knowing that size, that porcupine size, I was gonna guess about 130.
Yeah, maybe it might be even bigger. Yeah, I got boxes of stuff.
The alternators got smaller, but the current
What I
rating
got for a deal? $19.
Such a deal.
Such a deal. $19.
Ooh. Can't go wrong.
Mike put a chrome finned tranny pan on a Turbo 400 in the Chevelle. And one of the things he asked me a couple weeks ago is like, do me a favor. We got the car up, like, go over that pan again because it's still leaking fluid. I told him every time the car is up, I go through it. I put a socket on it. I said, it's tight. I can't get it any tighter. I said, it's the freaking chrome pan, but it's new. I'm like, yeah, I know. Never, ever worked.
Never
Like,
ever
it's
worked.
leaking. So what do you need to see that, how about we just get a stamped steel pan and put it on there?
Done.
So this is that fan controller.
Wow. John's
Compact, not real big,
looks like a baby MSD.
right?
Yeah.
Main power coming in.
10 gauge red.
You got your sensors. Well, here's ground wire.
Oh, little baby ground.
Yeah, little baby ground, right?
I'd maximize that.
Then you got your bypass circuit and your sensor.
Right.
And it's got a little pipe thread piece that this screws into after you put it into the water jacket.
Right.
And they said if this sensor line's not long enough, you can cut it and extend it.
Where you putting that? The left fender well?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, with that length, I'm thinking that's the closest point.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know yet. I may be able to mount it off the actual radiator support.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which would make the heavy power lines out to the fan real small.
That's good. Make them as short as possible.
Yeah, the problem is somewhere I have to. This thing's got to jump across in order to get into the water jacket.
Oh, the hose. Follow the upper hose.
You know.
Follow the upper hose on the bottom.
Yeah. Probably come in on the bottom.
I read a guy's paper. It was actually his thesis on relays. So, yeah, it was crazy, but the guy was right on. I mean, I learned so much about this stuff, and one of the takeaways was just like the basic shotgun approach to relays is keep them as close to the power source, close to the battery as you can, so that your heavy power wires are as short as possible. Because the trigger wires and the sense wires, they're going to be small. It doesn't matter. You can run them in the length of the car. Yeah. Keep your power wires short. Keep your grounds in with good integrity. And 9 out of 10 of the problems you have will not happen. So
this has got
you got it.
This has dual relays. Each one's up to 35 amps. So each fan, adjustable from 150 to 240 degrees turn on point.
Right.
And
those fans, like anything else, it's the startup current. You know, it
activates the first fan's the adjustable temperature. Second fan comes in 10 degrees warmer than fan 1.
Yeah.
So it's a nice setup, you know.
Yeah. I mean, once they're running, they're drawing like nothing. But it's the startup current that you got to protect. That's it.
Yeah, and it's by that company, the Rally or something.
Yeah. No, they've been around a long time. I'm familiar.
Yeah. So I saw that and I'm like, great, because I was finding like on the American Auto Wire site, you know, they got single relay kits, dual relay kits. They have a temperature controlled one, but it only controls one. So I would have had to go with dual temperature controls or try and figure out how to jump stuff around. And then all of a sudden I came up with this one. And I'm like, well, this is way much better.
No, that's a great company. You know, I go to
and then I got a suitcase.
There you go. Right.
And I swear to God, this thing, it weighs this is like a solid 15 to 20 pounds of wire.
Think of the copper that's in there. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That's good stuff.
And it's got a telephone book of instructions and
might as well just order the one for your car right now.
Is that like speed wire or what is that like multiple?
I'm gonna use speed wire on my car.
Oh yeah. Why would you use that?
Which is all low voltage switching, and it's everything's relays. You literally have a bank of relays, and the relays are connected to another bank on that platform of circuit breakers. So it's like foolproof, and your switches are moving, you know, like less than half an amp.
What you're doing, that's CAN bus technology, really, is what that is.
Yeah. And I found a company, I don't know the name offhand, that makes custom buttons. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to wind up building a panel in my car with a bunch of push buttons, and they come in all different sizes. They will light up on and off. They have like a ring that goes around the outside that's on or off, and they computer cut whatever you want it to say, and your icons can be whatever you want. And when you look on this guy's webpage, like he's got a button for like a street rod with high beams. And he's got a set of boobs with erect nipples is the high beam.
Nice.
This guy got a sense of humor, and he will do anything you want. And he's got all these different size, you know, button deals. So I'm gonna custom build a panel that'll do everything that I need. And for safety wise, he's gonna put one of those bang buttons on the end that literally shuts off all the circuitry.
Right.
So if I got an issue in the car, I don't have to go fuel pump ignition. I just reach up for the big red button, bang it, and it shuts everything off. In order to turn the car on, you got to pull that button out. It's
a dump button.
Yeah, dump button. So that's going to be really cool. You know, there are some stuff I will be buying like separate out cables from American Auto Wire, like stuff going back to the taillights, the high beams, and probably the circuitry to run the headlights and the turn signals out front.
Right.
Which to buy their stuff pre-terminated, ready to rock and roll, and you just cut the right length on the other end, that saves me a shitload of time.
Oh, sure.
So I'll go that way on my car. But on this car, this is the kind of car you want to do all this, stock factory stuff. But I'm just really impressed. I mean, look at his main harness here.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Nice big fuse box. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, they still use the glass fuses.
No, they're not glass.
They're not? They look like a wide spacing.
No, it's the plastic
blade.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Are they the small ones or the regular ones? The minis or the regular ones?
Yeah. What's the call out for those? There's a name for those? They
aren't those ATOs or something?
ATCs.
ATC. Right.
And then I can't remember what it's a mini ATCOs or ATCAs or something.
So this comes with everything, and it's all ready to rock and roll, and it's all stock GM coloring.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So your door wires are going to be orange and white. All your lights.
Yeah. See here. Here's your Reebok. This is the rear body stuff. Comes with all your taillight sockets, your backup light sockets, your license plate socket. Everything you need is all in one package.
I would love to install that.
And this is pack M. So this is pretty far up the road.
Right.
Is that what's the sleeving the outside of the wiring? Is it like the cloth tape, or is it a hard, or is it like just a regular 3M
that it goes in? I don't see that here. I don't know. That might be something extra that you buy. Yeah,
well, is it just wrapped in tape, or is it cloth tape?
No, there's no tape on it. It's just the wires. And each wire is labeled. Tells you exactly what they are.
I think there would be something on there.
I don't see any of that like cloth sleeving, which I saw that on their website. So I think maybe that's a whole separate thing you got to buy.
Wow.
Ignition switch with keys.
Fuses are ATC and ATO. The little one, ATM.
Yeah. Okay.
That's these red guys.
Got it.
Those are a pain in the ass to take out. I hate taking those freaking things out.
Yeah,
well, if you buy the right tool, you can do it.
Brand new headlight switch.
I'll tell you, in my car, there's a tool in the fuse box. But like I work on someone else's car, and you go to get that emphasis, and no one ever checks their fuse or changes the fuse. Yet the tool is never there.
Yeah.
Right.
Son of a.
So what's good about this kit? They give you
flashers,
regular flasher for your turn signals and your emergencies.
The 4-way,
yeah. Running LEDs, they give you a no load.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to buy any of the extra stuff, and there's a whole thing of fuses in here.
Yeah, that's great.
So the only thing I don't see is any type of sleeving, protective sleeving. So I will have to go on the site and probably buy, I don't know, like 30 or 40 feet of it.
Yeah.
And that's it. But it's got everything you need. It even comes with a really nice number 6 alternator line.
Yeah.
Grounding blocks, fuses. There's some big fuses in this thing. Mega fuses.
Those are the maxis. Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, that would be like the crown jewel of the project, just to be able to install that stuff.
Yeah.
I would love
Comes
it.
with all your terminals. And it's got 2 of these mega fuses, which are, I don't even know how many amps they are, but they're big. $175 amp. Holy
smokes.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And this is now, and this is the kit that they consider. This is what you call a modern classic upgrade kit. So it's everything you need for a stock car, but it includes the pieces you're going to need if you want to upgrade to stuff like fuel injection and electric fans and the whole deal. So
Right.
it's all part of it, which is good. So that'll be fun. And I like doing wiring. To me, plumbing and wiring to me is like therapy. That's the stuff that I used to.
Right.
When the chassis shop got big, I was the guy that did the final assembly while everybody else was grinding and cutting and welding, and I was doing all the clean work.
Yeah.
I was in the car bolting all of that plated suspension parts and anodized aluminum, and then running the hoses and making all the steel braided hoses and the brake lines and doing the wiring.
Right.
And to me, I could do that stuff 12 hours a day and not get aggravated with it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And on the race cars, we didn't have any harnesses. Everything was, I had a cabinet of every color wire you could think of in like 6 or 7 different gauges. And we would just pull and run them. So what I would do is I would go around, those plastic wire loom clamps that they sell. So I would pre-drill and use Cleco clips and set that stuff up and then run each wire through and actually build a harness, and then go back in, and after it was all done, zip tie everything and heat shrink the ends and the whole deal.
I don't get to do it too often anymore. Sometimes on smaller projects, but when I'm running any multiple wires, pull them off the rolls, like you're saying, together, and then chuck them in a drill,
spin them,
and twist them. Right. Yep. And now you kind of then clip, and now you you pre-made harness. It kind of looks a little nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good
Exactly.
stuff.
Yeah, John, my therapy has always been lining up panels.
Yeah.
I cannot stand when you have a gap in a door up. It's really a large gap up on top and a small gap on the bottom. And I got what I'm looking for with both of my cars in the garage. Both of them have panels that I don't know who the hell put these things together, but the doors sticking out. Yeah, it's a truth. It's a truth.
Oh, you want to see what I call gaposis? You got to look at the Trans Am.
Gaposis. Yeah. Especially when you have to lift the door up to close it, I'm sure, right? The hinges are tired.
The nose on the Trans Am, I'm going to say like 3/4 of the line between the steel door and the fiberglass race nose fit pretty good, but it kind of went away and got wide as it got to the top. Or the mold that they made, the fender part of the nose would like roll over before the door would roll. So it was the black 81 was never what I'm going to say is best in show. Not happening. So that was to me. I was like, you know what? Because I'll tell you, Chris, what it was is the first half breed, the 70 version. Yeah. That car would win best in show or best engine or best competition or best interior every show I went to. There was one year, I think it was 1978 or 79. I went to like 17 different shows in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Long Island, and literally got best in show, best performance car, best pro street. I was racking up plaques and trophies. It was insanity. Wow. But my head was in that mode. But then once that car got rear-ended, and basically in my world it was totaled, and we built the 81.
Right.
Totally 180-degree turn. Okay, we're gonna have a brand new body. The car's gonna look like something that's brand spanking new. I'm here to go fast. So stuff was eliminated instantly in the effort to get the weight down.
Sure.
It was all about fast, and still be able to drive. Those were the only two things on my mind. So door gaps, who cared?
Who cared?
The fact that the fiberglass hood doesn't, lay totally flat, that there's like a little bit of a whip here and there. Who cares? And, you know, at 170 miles an hour, you can't see that.
Right.
Now
Unless
this
it blows off.
or other owners, and we're talking about stuff that I built in 1981, and that it's been modified and just beat to living shit by all these other people.
Sure.
There's days I walk into here and I go, I should just burn this thing. It's terrible.
Right.
I'm literally throwing everything out. You know, I said that to a couple of friends. I told that to Evan Smith. I'm like, dude, I'm throwing everything away. And he's like, well, then why did you even get it? I'm like, because it's got that VIN number in it. It's
Right.
my car, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm throwing away the whole chassis from the front, from the stock front frame, well, it's a modified stock front frame, all the way to the taillight panel
Wow.
and cage, all history. See you later, bye. It's going to go into scrapyard. I'm going to keep the housing. It's a very expensive Ford 9-inch rear end with a Mark Williams center section. It's got Willwood brakes, and it's got Mark Williams 40 spline axles. I'm selling that whole thing. Somebody will buy that, whether it's
sure.
the whole thing.
How much, Sean?
2,500. It's
Do
yours.
I hear? Okay. Do I hear 26?
I'm putting in. I have to make the decision. I'm either putting in a sheet metal, custom sheet metal housing, or Strange Engineering just recently came out with an aluminum rear end that's all modular.
Wow.
The whole thing like bolts together in pieces, and it's made for pro mods.
Very
So,
cool.
A couple of weeks ago, I was talking to Ray. I found a guy that builds carbon fiber doors for the Trans Am, and they are dead-on reproductions of a totally stock door,
Really?
including the inner panel, and you can put working windows in it. The door weighs 6 pounds before you load it in. And you just use like a die grinder, and you cut away all of the stuff that should not be there between the ribs, but it's there because of the molding when they build it.
Sure.
So you either use it as a race type door and put a plastic window in, or you can go in and cut away, and there's little indentations where your hardware would normally go, so you just drill those out, and you can literally. I mean, a second-gen Trans Am Firebird Camaro door with power windows weighs like close to 200 pounds.
Oh, sure.
So
you'll wind up with a door that weighs somewhere in the vicinity of about 70 pounds.
And you can still hook a plastic window in that.
Yeah, even if I wanted to, but I want power windows. I want something that really moves.
That's a couple of John's roast beef sandwiches.
That's exactly. But it's close to $5,000 for 2 doors. They're expensive. And the thing is the carbon fiber is absolutely gorgeous, but you got to paint it.
Oh, so you hide it, yeah.
You're hiding that carbon fiber. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was really, when I was talking to Ray like 2-3 weeks ago about it, I was like sold. I'm like, you know what? I don't care that I'm painting over this gorgeous carbon. It's the fact that I'm going to lose all this weight in the middle of the car.
Right.
But then I ran across this strange modular rear end, and I'm like, oh, do I spend the $3,500 to $4,000 for the modular rear, or spend the $5,000 for a set of doors?
Wow.
So I think I'm kind of leaning towards the rear because it looks like something that fell off the space shuttle. It's insane. It's crazy.
Wow. Holy smokes. That's more money than the 2 cars in my garage right now.
Yeah. This shit's crazy. I mean, like the 4-link that's going in the car, the brackets for the rear, the brackets at the front, the tubes, the Heim joints, and the wishbone right there, it's about $1,900. I already have the coilover shocks, but it's close to $2,000 just for the suspension in the rear.
Holy
this stuff's not cheap.
No.
Not cheap at all. You know?
I bought the whole brake system, the manual brake booster, the the 4-wheel cylinders, the brake shoes, and the springs and the lines for the 300. And the lines cost about $200, and all the brake parts cost less than $100. And the car stops.
Perfect.
That's it. I planned the stops, but it stops.
Right.
I could not spend that kind of money.
Yeah.
I still have the same car.
Well, I tell you what,
It's ridiculous.
after my daughter is working so hard for me these days, I'm thinking about buying like one of those frozen margarita machines. Because she's mixing them by hand, and I was showing her, like, Jenny, don't use the shot glass, pre-measure it once, and then like know what you got to do, and then just use a measuring cup. So you just like do it in bulk. We were talking last night because Lauren was over too. We had dinner and all. I'm like, you know what? I think one of those frozen margarita machines would be nice. That'd be cool to have. So I got to do some research and see who's selling.
Get the one from what's his name? Who the hell that singer guy?
Sammy Hagar?
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Margaritaville.
Lauren said something about the Margaritaville machine. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends that have Margaritaville machines. They work really well.
Okay.
You put the ice in at the top, it crushes it.
Right.
It does the whole thing.
I got to look into that. All right.
Or you could do what I did and buy the machine from Bunn.
Yeah. Right. That's
You can
good.
get.
Yeah.
You could buy that. You could buy them in mint condition at a used restaurant supply.
Yeah. We got a couple restaurant supply
And you'll
places.
be able to do 2 flavors.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
I think they sell singles, but mine's the dual. So each container holds 3 gallons of booze and flour, which is insane.
Great.
It makes for a
Nice.
great summer party.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I got that thing right there at the bar. I go to the restaurant supply and I buy like pina colada mix and margarita mix or strawberry daiquiri mix, whatever we want to make. Pick 2 flavors. And then you pour water in with the mix, and then you add the booze, and I flip the switch, and the wheels start turning. And in about 20, 25 minutes, that water and stuff starts to slush up.
Nice.
And then when you're ready, you just pull the handle, and out comes that Slurpee drink ready to go.
That's
Put a
what
little umbrella in.
Nice.
You're ready.
That's what I'm thinking.
Chunk of pineapple on top of the rim of the glass.
That's good.
Party. That's probably of all the stuff I bought for the bar, that's probably the best thing I bought.
Yeah.
People walk in my backyard and they see that and they're like, "You're kidding me, really?" Yeah, dude, gotta have
Very
it.
cool. Very cool. Very
I got everything I need. I got two bar tap flavors. I got a nice on the bar, a nice column with the 2 tap handles.
Uh-huh.
I got that whole setup. I got the bottle cooler underneath where you can keep all your beer and wine in bottles and soda, stuff like that. I have a soda machine that I got, but I never hooked it up, and I basically just use it as an ice bin. But it's got 6 flavors on it.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. It's I don't know where. I think it came from a Arby's or something. It's got RC Cola. It's got orange. It's got
Fanta.
Yeah, it's got something else. It's not 7-Up, but it's another like lemon Sprite. It's got Sprite.
Right.
Yeah, the labels that are on it. It's literally it's 6 fountain flavors, and I have the hose, I have the pump, I have everything. I never hooked it up.
Wow.
It's the kind of way they do the what they call a bag in a box.
Oh yeah.
Syrup is in a bag in a cardboard box, and I have a shelf behind a cabinet where you'd stack those, and then I have the individual hoses and the carbonator pump that'll take regular filtered water and carbonate it with the CO2.
Right.
I just never used it.
We're either gonna get bumped in a minute, or we'll be.
Oh yeah. It's been going late. It's been going real late.
Platform, Chris, at 2 hours, it would automatically just like shut you off. But for the last few
and then
weeks,
it goes into instant replay.
It's been letting us stay on, so we'll see what happens in about another 40 seconds.
Last week we were tired. We just said we're out.
It was midnight, and we said that's it.
Yeah. It was unreal.
Our buddy Bill, who was on tonight, we had him on the show last Sunday, and when he came on Sunday, he goes, "Wow, Ray, you really look awake like during the day." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." At night, I'm dragging my ass.
What's the temperature been up there, Ray?
It's been hot this week. I've been in the 90s.
Yeah, we've had heat index like 110, 111, man. It's been killer.
Yeah, you guys have been hotter than us.
Yeah.
Man, it's been smoking. I tell you, man.
Look at this. We're over 2 hours.
Just when it's overtime, yeah.
Yep. So we'll see how long this goes.
Because I'm logged in as Lewis Lee. I got to remember to log out. Now, watch. Mark my words. Next week, when Lewis is running it and I have to log back in and come in, I'll try to do like a little video icon in the bottom. My video probably won't come on. Every next week, it does that.
Maybe you need to clear your internet cache.
I do that regularly, but it's only when I host this show and then come back the next week as a participant that this platform gives me trouble. Nothing else does.
Did I tell you that my computer crashed?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my new Dell to show up. They said it's coming next week.
Right.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna blast off. I gotta actually do more schoolwork right here
with the 3.5-inch floppy disk adapter.
Oh my gosh!
I just shredded a whole bunch of those things, man. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I got 5 1/4 at work.
Yeah.
I don't have anything like that here. Just that CD Jill. Just CD case.
I got a bunch of those. I was taking all of those from the radio station when they were getting rid of the CDs. Every week I would take home another 15 or 20, and I got them all because I said, someday you're not going to be able to get these. And
jewel cases.
Yeah, nobody uses them anymore.
I got that.
That's a man that I made I welded it up out of junk parts.
Yeah. Those are my if I'm not mistaken, those are my studs from the Pathfinder that the wheel flew off?
You lost the wheel on the Southern State Parkway.
Yeah. Another story for another night. Gentlemen, I'm done. Have a good night.
Right, Chris.
It was good seeing you.
Good talking to you, Chris. Take care.
See you on Sunday.
Be safe. Yes, Sunday. We're all awake.
If I'm not on the boat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unreal.
Oh, yeah. So, what's new with you this week, Brian? Anything good on the route?
It's been kind of quiet, but I had 3 shops that were broken into, and
really?
I think it was a total of 4, 5, 6, 7 cars taken.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Dealership or repair shop?
Repair shops. And they go in, they smash, they grab all the keys that they can find. They grab all the keys, and whatever they're running through, whatever fits, they drive off in.
You got to think, though, in a repair shop, those cars are in for repair. So they may not have brakes. They may not start.
They stole a Range Rover.
Oh, good.
That was in a shop, right? And it got about 6 or 7 miles down the road, and the transmission was bad, and it locked up. And so they found that one. And one of the BMWs had a tracking system, and they were able to find that. But the biggest problem really is the cars that were not stolen. But when they take these keys that are programmable, I mean, that can cost the owner $400, $500, $600, $800 just for keys.
Yeah, sure.
But now wait a minute. Now the owner's going to say, "Hey, that car was in the auspice of the shop, so you guys, you're on the hook for that, not me." I mean, I would hey, it was in your shop.
No, not the owner. I'm talking about the owner of the shop.
Oh yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And of course, you know,
Yeah.
you know, they can say all they want, and you know, you sign a thing saying we're not responsible for theft or damage or whatever. But hey, the bottom line is you got somebody that's pissed off.
Well, yeah,
you know,
it's your customer. You got goodwill.
Yeah.
You know.
And I had this happened. This happened last week, and about 2 months before, actually a little bit before this whole pandemic thing. I had 4 or 5 shops that had about 13 cars gone.
Shit.
You know,
and one of them, it was the funniest thing because it was a body shop, and they climbed through the window, opened the door, and they drove 5 cars out in various stages of being repaired. So the camera going down the street is showing like cars that are taped up with paper, like they were going to get painted and everything. It's the funniest thing. It's fun. It's not really funny, but it was the funniest damn thing looking at seeing all this stuff driving down the road.
That just made, that just made me think, like, if you wanted to really screw up a shop owner, but you didn't want to go to jail for like Grand Theft Auto, break into the shop and, like you said, grab all the keys off that keyboard and just throw them in a lake somewhere.
Yeah.
Just take all the keys to the cars and leave. You know,
we had when I was at the dealership, and they had fired this BMW tech. He had gone into the key box and grabbed all the keys. And as he was leaving, he was throwing the keys down 29.
Oh.
And they never knew. Of course, when customers were coming to get the car, they didn't have the key.
Right.
And then, of course, this is right before they were starting to be programmable. You know, they had the microchip. But they had to cut all these keys and so forth.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I had one guy they fired, and he was doing rear brakes on something, and he just took all the springs and all the stuff and just threw it in the track, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, I had to go back and fix it, and of course I walk over and said, "Oh, might as well go ahead and order all the kids because I'm not digging around for this shit." So
right.
But it was funny, but
yeah, they threw lunch bins in there, lunch plates, and soup containers and coffee cups.
I had a twin turbo that I was doing a clutch job on, and we had a new service manager, and he didn't like anything on the floor. He was a nut freak about it being mopped, cleaned, and nothing. So I was waiting for parts, and I had all the stuff laid up by the lift. Came in one day, everything is gone.
Wow.
There's, no bell housing, no clutch parts, no heat shield, no nothing. Everything's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what happened to all this stuff here? And he goes, I don't know. And so the cleanup guy came, or the night guy came in later on, and they asked him, and he said, man, you didn't want anything on the floor, so I threw it all away.
Oh.
And this is like unattainable. I mean, like, there were like heat shields, like with no part numbers. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I said, okay, you know where you're going. Went out, and he said, Brian, go out there and, let him dig through the dumpster and tell him what parts are parts. So I picked the kid up and threw him in the dumpster.
It's a good thing the garbage guys didn't come.
Oh, I know. I found them. We've found almost everything, but there were some stuff that, like I said, there was just no. I mean, there were, at that time, those cars were kind of still hand built. Some of the stuff was just not, there was no part number for it, So, but that service manager I had gotten, he came in one day and said, I don't want any more tables, no more benches.
Really?
All this stuff, all this does is collect trash. He said, throw all the benches away.
Yeah.
I know, on the ground, right? So I went home, got my Suburban, and I had like 9 beautiful metal workbenches. And over the years, I sold them. I still have 2 myself in my garage, but And then,
And let me ask you, how accessibly clean are those workbenches in your garage right now?
they're cluttered.
I
You
figured.
can't set a damn thing on
Can't
it.
see a piece of metal to save your life.
No. And then he did that with the parts washers. We had gotten one of those big, like a transmission parts washer, you know.
Oh,
And
that big thing that you put the case in and it spins and it's got the hot
yeah,
cleaner.
yeah.
In it. Yeah.
And
Those
I
are
mean,
nice.
this thing was huge.
Those are a
And
couple of grand.
yeah. So he comes in and goes, "Well, we got this new parts washer. So all these other ones, I said, throw them away." And I said, "Really? Okay, we'll throw them away." Went home, got the Suburban, and I had 9 safety clean machines.
Nice.
And I still have one left today. I mean, I saved one for myself, but I sold them all. I mean, they were great.
Yeah.
So,
That's
they're
cool.
like 1971 vintage.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, and I use that. I mean, like I said, I love that. I wish I would have kept another one. I didn't realize how much or how nice they are.
Yeah.
But you know, but I love every time we got a new service manager. I loved it because those guys were yo-yos. They were, you know, they had something in their head. You know, they had something in their head about how something's supposed to be.
Right.
You know. Oh, he goes, "What's that room? Oh, that's our special tool room. Do we need that? I don't know. I'll get rid of it." You know. So you're just like, special tools, no problem. Just throw them all in.
Let me get my Suburban.
Yep. So,
awesome.
but he was funny. But I tell you, throwing the parts away. Didn't want anything on the floor. We had like a tile, was like a red brick tile floor in the dealership, and that had to be spotless at all times. That was unbelievable.
I got to tell you that one of the nicest shops I've ever seen. My friend Billy Lynch had Atlantic Collision up in Huntington, and you go up there and you walk in, and like the work area was tiled with travertine marble. You know, the bathrooms were fully. I mean, this guy knew how to build a shop. I mean, it was like, and he wasn't even a googe. He's Irish, you know, but the place was like Brooklyn Ginzo, beautiful. You know, he had the frosted. The dark frosted windows in the front cut down in the sun. He had the mirrored wall. I mean, it was just gorgeous. Like a lot of class.
Yeah.
That man knows how to do stuff. I will say.
That's funny. He was a good dude.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Had a top fuel drag.
Yep.
Denny Hamlin, let's go to Kelly.
Oh
Mr.
man.
Denny Hamlin is the first driver to notch 5 wins now on the season. His third year at
So yeah,
Circle track stuff?
huh?
Circle track stuff on TV.
Yeah, it was. They had a NASCAR race tonight.
Yeah.
They've been running,
Empty stadiums.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they had people. I mean, this one's empty, but they had some of the other one in Texas, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I saw some video of Bristol. They were just all running around that little bull ring, and there wasn't anybody in the stand.
No, it was weird. It was
But
actually
they have
really weird.
and NASCAR's got that big TV package. You don't need anybody at the track.
Yeah.
You know? So.
But it was funny at the end of that, especially Bristol, because I've been there before.
Yeah,
But
I love Bristol.
It's so funny at the end of the race how quiet it was.
Yeah.
You know, you don't hear the crowd. You know, there was no crowd or no nothing. And
Well,
it was
I'm watching the news tonight, and they're talking about baseball.
Oh, yeah. That was tonight. That was our opening night.
They're going to play baseball games in their, respective stadiums. And it said that they were going to pump in cheering over the PA.
Oh, God.
To make it seem real.
Yeah, they have an app. It was an app that you download, and you can put in your feelings or whatever, however your excitement level, and they're supposed to be able to take that app number and increase on how to
See,
make the
at
sound.
Yankee Stadium, they need the special app. They need the bleacher creatures.
Right?
That's, you know, that's what we're known for, man.
Yeah, that was tonight here. That was we played your boys, the Yankees.
Yankees
tonight.
play.
So you lost, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had and they had I forgot all about it. I don't know if it actually we had pretty bad. I don't know because we had the good doctor throwing the pitch.
Yeah, he threw out now Trump is scheduled to throw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium
In an empty stadium.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll reach the plate.
I don't know.
Bring him like 30 feet forward.
They were supposed to. We were supposed to have
some psycho lefty will figure out a way to put a wireless like bullhorn in there.
Yeah.
And be like, Trump sucks.
They have. We had the good doctor throwing the thing, and they were supposed to have a whole Black Lives Matter thing, and they were supposed to have something. They were supposed to have the whole pyramid for the grand opening. Can't wait.
I saw some video of the basketball courts that they're using here in Disney.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how that happened. That they just decided, we're going to bring all these teams together and play the whole season at Disney.
Yeah.
And they actually took like some of their convention rooms. It was funny because Barb and I were watching them. They were laying the boards down over carpet.
Wow.
They were literally building the basketball court in a room that was carpeted.
Give it some cushion, I guess.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And so they got all of these, like pictures and video of what these courts look like. And they all say Black Lives Matter and this and that. It's like, okay. Not that I watch basketball at all anyway, but now you just made it really political. So, Bangul.
Oh, there's a big thing on like it was going around Twitter about the NFL, about people just pulling back and not watching football. The same thing. Now you're going to start seeing the pushback and the backlash, and that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
So it is. So be it.
I don't watch much football, and I only watch the Super Bowl for the first couple of big dollar commercials.
Yeah.
Because I really give a shit.
Yeah.
And the last couple of years, the Super Bowl has been kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
In terms of the spectacular, most expensive commercial time you could buy is that first commercial after the first kickoff,
Yeah.
And some of these commercials just really haven't been that great. And it seems over the years, they're actually releasing these commercials over the internet before they even get to the show.
Yeah. It's all gone downhill since Janet Jackson anyway.
Yeah. and trust me, that was a huge letdown because there really wasn't much there.
Right.
So that was terrible.
That's terrible, man.
Unbelievable. And the halftime show has always become some sort of political bullshit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't have
that's my problem with all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I was a guy that likes to watch something with a motor in it. I watch all types of motor type racing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, if it doesn't have a motor in it, I'm usually not. I don't watch it. Because I'm, like I said, a gearhead or a motor guy. But when they all start with that political and nonsense bullshit, that's where they got to leave it alone. That's why that's all those guys.
Yep.
They get full of themselves and they start talking out of their ass about stuff that, they don't need to be talking about it.
Yeah.
Do what you're supposed to do and drive around.
I heard on the news something. I don't know which sport it is, whether it's basketball or football or something, that they were talking about doing at every game. They were going to do one of those 8.5-minute moments of silence.
Oh, wow.
Geez.
Let's face facts. That guy shouldn't have died the way he died. I'm totally against that. That cop's a scumbag.
Right.
But the dude who got killed was a scumbag too. Felony arrests, the whole 9 yards. Guy had a rap sheet as long as your arm.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They're making this guy into a god.
Well, they gotta. Yeah, I mean, they got to use the opportunity that they have.
The problem is they're not preaching to the right people.
No,
they're protesting. They're causing all kinds of havoc and bullshit for the regular person like me. You need to be protesting in front of Congress to get them to do something. You need to be protesting in front of your governor, okay? In front of the chief of police. You shouldn't be on a highway, blocking a highway so I can't get to work. No, that's where you're wrong, because I'm not going to join your group. I am not going to lean your way. You're pissing me the fuck off.
Well, and there's that guy in Seattle who ran, every day for 5 days, his entrance to the highway was blocked off. So one day he just ran through the barricade and he ran over. I saw the video. It was horrific, man.
I saw that too.
He plowed a few people and they went flying, you know.
You know what? It's against the law to be blocking the road.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah.
I got no love for any of that shit.
Well, that was, like you said, the mayor or governor or whatever up there in Seattle or whatever. She thought it was all fun and dandy until they started. Until they showed up at her house, and all of a sudden it was like, hey, wait a minute. And I'm like, I don't understand why people can't see right through that. I mean, they're fine and dandy as long as it's not in their front yard, But if it's in their yard, it's a whole different story.
Sure. Oh, totally. Yeah, she changed her mind really quick when that happened.
Yep. So
it was great. I saw what was it? The mayor? I think was it the mayor of Seattle? He got tear gassed last night.
Did he?
God.
He went out because they've been protesting for like 54, 55 days nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wanted to be one of the people, and he got out there and he had his little handkerchief thing on his face, and Trump's boys let off the grenades, and there he was crying like a bitch.
Wow.
Sorry. They're all complaining, and it's like, you know what? You got elected to do a job. If you're doing the damn job, I'm sorry. If you're the governor, if you're the mayor, you should be 100% behind your police department, and you should be able to weed out the bad apples.
Yeah.
You got guys that are doing stuff that's not right. Fine. You got to lean on those guys hard.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many more good first responders and police officers and paramedics and all of that. And you should be on their side, not on the side of these people that are blowing out windows and robbing. You got that AOC talking about, there's all kinds of looting and rioting because these people don't have money, they don't have jobs, so they got to feed their kids, and they need need to go maybe shoplift some bread. So and like bread just happens to come in a Nike sneaker box.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stupid piece of shit. So some congressman or senator from Florida cursed her out today. Said she was a fucking bitch.
That was a couple of days, and then now she demanded an apology.
Oh my God, she was ranting and raving in Congress today. I'm not going to put up with this. My parents didn't raise me for this. And I'm like, you know what? You're still a fucking bitch. Bottom line, you're stupid. You're an asshole. You're a fucking bitch.
He did apologize on the floor.
Yeah, he backpedaled, which pissed me off.
I know. He didn't mention her name.
I didn't say that. And I'm like, you're a liar.
Yeah.
He lied about that. He said it. And you know what? Stand up for your own deal. If you're going to call somebody a fucking bitch, you better mean it.
Yeah. Own it. Whatever. Right.
Don't do that. They let the moment get them. Their craziness comes out. They say something they don't want to say. And then 5 minutes later, oh, my behavior was terrible. I didn't mean it. They all backpedal, whether you're a politician or a CEO or some asshole out of Hollywood. They all backpedal. Bullshit. If you're going to say it, you better mean it, and you better stand behind it. And that's the end of that. If you don't like me, keep moving.
Yeah, she's going to milk that for all it's worth.
Yeah, let her.
But she'll get traction with it too. She will, because they'll listen.
She'll get traction, but she doesn't represent me.
No, but
I don't got to deal with her.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. And then on another front, what's her name? That lady that was involved with the pedophile guy.
Oh, Giselle.
Giselle or whatever the hell she called herself.
Yeah.
Somebody brought up a really good point. Have you noticed that not one person from Hollywood has said anything?
It's been quiet, yes.
They're all shaking in their shoes because they're all fucking dirtbag pedophiles.
Well, that's what happened when Epstein was arrested. The same thing, and then the problem solved itself.
Yeah,
Ryan just got attacked.
Hopefully they don't. The Clintons don't kill her off.
There you go.
You
One people you don't want to really be friends with. It's
well, it depends on what side you want to be on.
yeah.
I mean,
with them, it's always a suicide by gun.
Yeah, well,
2 shots to the back of the head, but I killed myself, but I was able to put 2 shots in the back of my head to do it. Yeah. So.
I'm sorry, I backed into the pistol.
right.
I read today that that guy that put his knee on George Floyd's neck, that him and his wife have been indicted for like $400,000 worth of unclaimed tax and stuff like that.
Really?
Like the feds are going after this dude now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it. Once the can of worms is open, everything is fair game.
Yeah. That he was making all kinds of money on the side and wasn't claiming it. Him and his wife.
Yeah.
That's the guy who should be laying low.
That's the dude that should be already be buried.
Yeah.
But usually that's how they have to get you, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you look at
video. I mean, you can't say that what he did didn't.
No. Oh, I know that, but I'm just saying that usually puts the nail. I mean, that's why they always go after the money trail or the money thing, because that usually puts the nail on it. Because all the other stuff, you can kind of everybody skates around, but numbers are numbers, right? I mean,
tax evasion and RICO.
Look at like Al Capone and all those mobsters. You know what I'm saying?
RICO. The RICO statues took down the New York Mafia.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like none of those guys left. It's they're gone. It's a totally different world now. Nuts. So who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Thank God tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, tell me about it. This week, like I said, it was a kind of a quiet week. I was a little off, but
yeah, I got a text today from the polisher. He said tomorrow he should have all my stuff done.
Cool.
I said, good. Just shoot me a text. I'll come out and tell me how much cash I should bring.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what it's going to cost me.
For the 2 bumpers?
No. The bumpers I had bought new. Wheel well moldings, window trim.
Isn't that stainless steel?
Yeah. And some of the stuff I had done by somebody else, but there were a couple little imperfections. I said, okay, leave them. Now I gave them to this guy who's going to take the imperfections out and repolish. So
how do they do that? They go in there like with little pick hammers and
little hammers, yeah.
Man, I've been working on a piece of trim for my Mustang. Oh, and the thing that drives me crazy is you go tappy, tappy, tappy. Oh man, it looks really one more hit.
Yeah. Yeah. You can overwork it too. You could definitely overwork that metal.
Yeah, then you're like back down, and it scared the crap out of me the first time I sanded them. It took some to knock off some high spot.
Right.
And I was like, man, this is never going to polish out. But
it does.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of crazy.
I've seen guys like Ring Brothers. Those guys, they'll take brand new stainless trim for like a 2nd gen Firebird or Camaro, and they'll Scotch Brite the finish off of it. Yeah. And it looks totally cool on the car.
Oh, yeah.
They get rid of all of that shine. I'm thinking about maybe doing it on the Firebird.
Sure.
Well, I was thinking about nickel. I don't like chrome. I like nickel. Right. And I'm thinking about nickel on the Mustang.
I'm thinking about doing all brushed. Doing all that window, front and rear window trim, do brushed.
Yeah.
Well, nickel, you can do. It's like a satin. The nickel is soft. It's very soft. Yeah.
We used to do a lot of nickel plating on the race cars.
It's a nice look. It is a nice
Chrome's a pain in the ass, and it's heavy. because of the process, triple plate. And no matter what you do, chrome always starts to rust sooner or later, even on a car that never really sees the rain. But, drag cars, there's a lot of crap gets blown around on them. You got liquid coming out of the pipes, from the car running rich, rubber, you're doing the water burnout. There's all kinds of crud in the burnout box.
Yeah.
And the stuff just turns to crap. So we used to do a lot of nickel plating. And that looks it's a different look and it looks nice.
Yeah, I like the nickel.
I was surprised years ago. I bought a Mal 36 Smith & Wesson, a little 5-shot revolver. It was a cop's gun. It was a backup gun. So I looked at it. I'm like, oh, it's chrome plated. It's beautiful, bright, really bright. And no, it's nickel. I'm like, nickel? But nickels does. Because no, I had it polished. So he had the nickel polished to look like chrome.
Yeah.
Like, dude, okay.
That's cool.
A lot of the German stuff is the same way.
Yeah.
It's got a nickel finish, and the more you use it, the shinier it gets. I mean, it gets polished that way. But they use that we had those for wheel lug nuts so that it would not scratch or distort the lug nuts on the cars because they were hollowed. They were lightweight and so forth. It was kind of weird with the nickel stuff.
That's cool.
So
this car, have you seen these lug nuts? They're splined.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't have the key, you ain't getting them off. Well, I guess you could still do the old slam a socket over it.
Yeah. Are they the black ones?
No, they're hold on. I'm
trying to see them black. But yeah, it's a nice look, the spline. Usually the tuner cars run them. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
It's an Acorn deal. That's what these wheels use.
Right.
So it's cool, and they're deep. And I got 2-inch studs. So there's just a little bit left after the wheel's tight, and then that way it's not like a stock stud where there's almost nothing in the nut.
Right.
Yeah.
So worked out really well. 2-inch just made it because if you got. Right now, I got no wheel on this thing. And if I bottom it out, I've got about maybe a fat 1/8 of an inch.
Okay.
Stud still available. Yeah. But then you put the wheel on, the wheel's almost an inch thick. So worked out well. But yeah, it's got it's a long socket.
Yeah.
They give you. And it's like a 5/8, hex head on the end.
The rule of thumb, if I remember it, is you want twice the diameter of the stud
inside the nut.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he's got more than that on this one.
Yeah. You're fine.
2-inch studs worked out perfect on that car. But it's got a really nice, tool to take them off with.
It's a good feel too. It's a nice positive.
They make 15 different slots of those lug nuts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got these from the yard.
Right.
Yeah, there's 15 different ones, and we sell a removal kit, and it has 8 of the most common, 15 of those. So if you ever walk in,
guaranteed to fit on the nut just by rotating it.
Yeah, but if you, I know those they came individually, right? I mean, they weren't in a package, were they?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, because there's a number on there. Because there was a number on them.
I kept the blister pack thinking that it was like a plastic and it opened up like a clamshell.
Yeah, there's a number. There's like a 4-digit number on the back.
Yeah.
And if you ever go into a O'Reilly's or auto parts store or whatever, they'll have those sockets by themselves by that number. Because do not use an impact because you will break them. I can't tell you how many of them I have to replace.
Good to know.
So
I've been using my little 3/8 electric.
Yeah, but they guys try to get them, and then they call me and they say I was trying to take these wheels off, and I broke the guy's lug nut. Where can I get one? And like I said, there's a digit. I mean, I think it's a 4-digit number.
Yeah,
and you can usually find them in the auto parts store. They sell them separately, or sometimes you have to buy another set of 4 lug nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To get the tool.
Right.
So,
That's cool.
But it's
Yeah,
good.
I kept it was in a thing like this that opens up.
Yeah.
I did keep that.
Well, the thing to do is you scope out the Matco tool, and then you say, "All right, tell them to go out. I want one of the 7 numbers that this tool doesn't work on."
Yeah. Like I said, but they have different. Like I said, there'll be either 6 slots or 7 slots on those lug nuts or whatever.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Cool.
So I don't know. Oh well, guys, I gotta get ready. I want to load up the computer so it runs credit cards. It's my favorite time. I love running credit cards.
All right, guys.
And I found my UPS order. The UPS guy delivered my shit 2 doors down, and it took me 3 days to find it, which fucked my orders completely up. So tomorrow I got to run around and get it, because everybody's like, "Where's my stuff?" I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
So I got to run around crazy tomorrow. But oh well. And Ray, when I get your spray gun, I'll send all your stuff out.
Excellent.
You're going to have a box a little bigger than Johnny's luggage panel there, but
I came home from food shop and say there's a big box on the front steps. I know what it was. It was that GMAD bass drum head, and box, and they put it in another box. It was pretty big. I'm like, whoa. But I tell you, nice piece.
Good. I love that head.
I just want to flatten out that sound. I got to just thud it down. So hopefully
I got it on mine. I got it tuned relatively loose, and I use the biggest foam that they have.
So what's your thought about the front head? Do you use a ported head?
No, I still have the stock Ludwig black head.
I have a Ludwig white.
Yeah, mine came with the black Ludwig heads with the white logo on it, and I just have my pillow all the way up against it.
Okay. Yeah, I got to play around.
Yeah.
So how do you
see how it goes?
How do you have the front head tuned? Tighter or looser?
Tighter.
Yeah, that's what I said. Loose in the back, tight in the front, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Give it a shot. See how it goes.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay, guys, be safe.
If you want more, get the felt strips like the old days.
Oh yeah.
Put 1 or 2 felt strips.
Right.
So do you put that like on the bottom of the? I mean, how do you put that like on the side and underneath like the drum top or the
head
part that you hit, the head, right?
The felt?
So are you putting that on? Are you putting like on the back side of that or inside inside the drum?
What are we talking about? The felt strips?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the old days, before they had like mufflers and all kinds of other crazy stuff that they have, you would get like 2 or 3 inch wide strips of felt at the fabric store, and then later on they started selling that stuff in the music store. So you take your drum, take your bass drum, and you flip it over so that the head is up. You take the hoop off, you lay the felt strip over the drum, and then you push the head down on top of it. 9 times out of 10, what I used to do is I would run one straight up the middle so that the bass drum beater was hitting the head and the head was against the felt, and that would give you that thud, thud, thud sound, And I used to use a felt beater. And they got all different kinds of beaters now. You can get plastic ones, you can get wood ones, you can get ones with a stiff felt, you can get ones with a loose felt, you can get a fluffy thing that looks like some kid's toy. It looks like hair, There's every beater you can think of. They got ones you can rotate and change them. So there's all kinds of stuff. Yep, that's the head I have.
That's it.
Yeah. So now this head here, there's a plastic ring attached to the head.
Right. And
they come with 3 different thickness pieces of foam that are a foam ring, and you slide the ring inside that. See, there's the piece that holds it, and then inside that is the actual foam ring, and that takes the resonance out of the head.
See what the video shows.
I can't believe they make. I mean, it amazes me on how to get the sound. You know.
Oh yeah.
Or externally mounted adjustable damping gives your kick a round, boomy sound with just the right amount of dampening right out of the box. Whether you're playing a 16-inch bop kit or a 24-inch power kit, the EMAT will make your bass drum sound incredible. Available in all sizes and in single ply, double ply, heavyweight, onyx, calf tone, and also available as a reso head for added dampening.
Yeah. So the beauty of it is this head is like almost $50.
Yep.
And I ended up getting it for $29. It's on, it was on sale. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take that.
Wow.
I have 24-inch bass drums. They're big.
Yeah, I'm a 22.
Big and noisy.
Yeah, I'm on a 22. So it's
crazy.
That size. The other sizes were expensive. So we'll see.
Yeah, you'll like it. I love them.
Yeah, yeah.
They work real good. I have Evans heads. Well, every head on my kit's an Evans head except for the front black Ludwig head.
Right.
So I've got the EC1s and EC2s, and then I have the EC resonant heads.
Right.
Bottom, and it controls the tone.
Yeah.
I don't have to use any of those like little gel pieces.
Gel strip. Yeah.
I don't have any of that on.
I mean, a lot of that is taste, and I'm like seeing a lot of guys throw like their wallet on the snare or a, like anything. Just shells, all sorts of people doing all sorts of crazy shit. It's like a towel, piece of paper. It's like, I mean, but you'll get all different sounds out of it. So it's it's kind of cool.
Well, like Ringo did, he put a sheet over them.
Yeah, right.
In order to get that thump, the thump, thump, thump.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Whatever you got to do, you do.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. It's crazy how people come up with that. I mean, it's like, what made you think to do that, to make that noise, or
right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
a lot of stuff has changed because when I was playing kind of like full time, I mean, bass drums sounded like bass drums, and then electronics started coming in, and you got into the 80s, and if you listen to music from the 80s and the 90s, bass drums do not sound like bass drums. They sound like click tracks.
Yeah,
they sound like cowbells.
They don't even sound like cowbells. You listen to all of these guys, especially these guys that are into this like death metal and shit. These guys that are like super fast. I don't know how many beats per minute, but it's like they sit there and it's like
it's like 100.
They're using a hard plastic beater, and their heads are like so tight that they're about ready to explode. And you're not getting any kind of bass drum sound. You're getting a kick, like a slapping sound, like a pop, 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 pop. Sounds like a fucking 9mm gun going off.
So let me ask you this, because that's what impressed me on that Amy Kim video where she did the final countdown by Asia. She's doing a double flip. It was like, wow, man, she's with high. Brian, I found this drummer, this girl from South Korea, Amy Kim.
Yeah, I've watched her.
And
I'm impressed that she actually plays real double bass, that she doesn't run a double pedal like some of these other idiots.
In a dress with high heels. I'm like, holy shit, this is great. Yeah. And she's good. But, she's a big stick twirler. She's a big.
I was watching that video, the first link you sent me, and then I thought about it because there was a couple of shots of her feet, on the pedals.
Right.
Those high heels automatically put her into the heel up position.
Exactly. Yes. Without a doubt.
When I play heel up, I play on the balls of my feet. That's where my speed comes from.
Right.
When you're doing slow stuff, you could put heel down and you just use your ankle.
Sure.
But when you got to go fast, you're up like this.
Yeah.
So being in high heels, it's kind of weird that she's wearing high heels to do it, but she's automatically heel up.
Right. How did you find her, Brian? How are you aware of her?
Like I said, I have, 2 left hands and 2 right feet. I'm not very talented, but I love drums. And I watch a lot of there's a guy right now that I've been watching. He's playing drums and plays electric guitar at the same time.
Oh my God.
And he uses his drumstick. He's going along and then he's playing up here with the guitar, and then he'll take the drumstick and start hitting and making noise from the guitar.
Right.
I mean, it's like insane watching this guy, And but like I said, it's just one of those YouTube things. You start watching stuff, and then you get more stuff, and that Drumeo and all those other things. I watch a lot of that because I'm I play a very good air drum, but I'm not good. Like I said, I look like I know what I'm doing, but I have no idea. So
Drumeo is a good channel.
It's in my rotation.
Yeah,
She's got the
Drumeo is really good.
intro songs.
What's the channel from Drum Workshop?
I don't know. There's the 80-20 drummers one I watch. Sweetwater's another one. Gibraltar. I'm watching them all.
Yeah.
There's one that I watch where the guy will he'll pick a certain type of music and he'll show all the I don't know what it's called, the beats or the counts of that type of music. And I mean, I just find it very interesting, and I would just love to beat the shit out of some skins. You know what I'm saying? But
it's a lot of fun.
I just don't think it would sound very good.
She's definitely a good drummer.
Yeah, she's got a good sense of timing.
Yeah. And when you watch, she's very comfortable with what she's doing because she's got time to be twirling the sticks and pointing in and the whole 9 yards. So she knows what she's doing,
Yeah. All right, how do I stop her?
Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, I unfortunately, I had a cousin that was a drummer, and going over there watching John play was just, I was always in awe. I was like, God, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
So, and he tried, and like I said, you
can learn.
I just stick with what I know.
You can learn.
But yeah,
it takes time. It's just coordination,
Yeah, well, I'm definitely not very coordinated. I'm surprised I could shift. You know what I'm saying?
You can learn it. You can learn it.
So
and then you work at it, and you get 4-limb independent. Where your feet are doing different things, your hands are doing different things.
Well, the funny part, and Ray said it. Ray, you said it the first time we met. Really. He said, "You look like a bass player."
Yeah, you do. You look like a bass. I can see with a long neck, precision.
You play a bass, and I'm like, I don't play shit, but everybody says that.
Yeah, that's what you need. You need a nice precision bass. It's only 4 strings. You can get it.
Nice long neck, long scale.
Yeah. But everybody always said that. You play an instrument? No. Oh, I thought you played a bass. No, I don't.
The thing about bass is you can't have sausage fingers to play bass. You gotta move.
Yeah, well, that ain't gonna happen.
John Entwistle, man, I love the way that guy could play a fretboard.
It was funny the way he would just stand in one spot through the whole show.
Well, everybody else was going ape shit. Gaga, he just standing in the back, just with his eyes closed, just playing music.
Playing.
It's like I don't want to be part of that stuff. I just want to,
Yeah. Unreal.
That's crazy.
Yep. Music.
All right, guys. I want to go shave. I got to keep up the image.
Nice. So just in case corporate's watching you.
That's it. And I'll talk to you guys later. Be safe.
All right, guys. Talk to you during the week.
Yep.
See you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That's it.